The fools of today know nothing of the mysteries of the past. They walk down streets built upon the bones of fallen empires that gave them their technology, their magic, the very blood that courses through their veins. Great empires once ruled all Ura. The first occurred when man was just a scavenger. They were the Salis, snake men as the ignorant call them today. Their magic was strong, but dark, and connected to the foul Outer Gods. This connection would be their downfall as the Outer Gods charge a steep price for their knowledge. In the end, their dealings brought a cataclysm down upon Ura that nearly destroyed all life. What remained clawed slowly out of the devastation and began to rebuild. As they did, they found the remnants of the Salis. They discovered their cities, science and magic, even some of their experiments. They took the magic as their own, swearing not to abuse it as the reptilians had, as if they could resist the allure of its power. They might have sworn off worship to the Outer Gods, but they were playing with the same fire. They called this the Age of Wonder, and the imbeciles still look back upon it with their stories of fables and romance. True, there was more magic, science, and prosperity then, probably more than at any other time before or since, but they were as ignorant as the fools today. Their meddling led to the weakening of the weave between the worlds, and through this weakened weave, the Celestians were able to emerge. The Gilded Ones, with their beauty and perfection, soon took control of everything, and then began fighting amongst themselves and using man as their pawns. Eventually, those who fought against them closed the hole between the worlds, cutting them off from the power that made them godlike. Overnight, they went from being gods to merely powerful mortals. Mortals that could be killed. The last of the most recent follies from man was the unenlightened glory of Rozar. The greatest of man's empires, it stretched farther and more significant than any man's nations throughout history. The fools of Rozar believed themselves superior to all, and they pushed against all other races. They thought if they could force them into the worst corners of the world, or even exterminate them, they would have harmony and a perfect world. Little did the Dullards realize that man is his own worst enemy, and the Empire crumbled before even 1,000 years had passed. Now Ura is a fractured land divided up between rival nations, dark magic, and the worshipping of foul gods is once more on the rise as the lessons of the past have all been forgotten. Now these fools will bring down the same calamities as their ancestors. And my fellows and I will watch and laugh. Oh, how we'll laugh.
Here.
We're gonna go in though. We're going in, so
hey Brian,
we'll deal with it. Hey everybody, how you doing?
Hello.
It's me, 3 other people in a robot. Or they Hi.
If you want to find out which one's the robot, you'll have to stay tuned.
Exactly. Dirtbag, Don, you've definitely become my favorite. Don't tell Joplin that. Oh, well, Melenray too. And everybody else that's on. You're all my favorite as well.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Tales of a Savage Lamb. I am Will DM. I'll be your game master for this Savage World Suede edition, where I have the other players teach me the rules. And they're doing a great job. They definitely call me out when I mess it up, so that's only like 5, 6, 7 times. Oh, Melenray. Holy crap. Melenray says, screw you. I ain't going to be outdone. Did you see that? She dropped 1,000.
Hey.
Bam!
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so now I hate doing this. I hate doing this. Melenray, I named a bird in the show after you, so you know you're safe. So I got to say, normally I don't pimp the show this way, but we do have the bits. And anytime we hit 1,000 bits, these guys get a permanent Benny. And it saved some people's bacons in the past. So as you can see on the tracker, we've got it's at 1,400. So when we hit $2,000, they'll all get a permanent Benny, and the permanent Bennies stay until they use them. They don't go away like they normally do. So there you go. That's all the pushing, and I hate doing that. I even hate doing that. If you want to make me happy, just follow the show if you haven't followed already. But anyway, so welcome to Tales of a Savage Land. This is what episode we on, guys? Episode 19, right?
17.
Great question.
I have no.
I ain't
Oh, wow.
17, 19. I should know. I do know this. I was just trying to bring you into the conversation. So let me, before we go any further, I'm going to introduce the great cast so that you guys know who's talking, who's saying, who's doing what. So let's go ahead and since how Ari seems to be the most distracted, we're going to start with her. Actually, that's Grace, but she'll tell you who she plays. Go ahead.
And I was fully prepared for you to say because I was most distracted.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
See?
Grace. I'm sorry. She is. Oh, we'll see. We'll see how today goes. That's what I have to say about that.
That's it? All right,
That's
fine.
it. I can't introduce a character. I don't know if she's going to survive.
Of course she's going to survive. Well, maybe not.
Yeah.
You know who will survive and everybody else will die? Joplin will survive. Everyone else is going to bite it.
Suicidal Joplin? Joplin who walks into bars and says, bring it on, and takes a bunch of
Joplin,
cross-
who's got
Yeah.
Lady Luck, who sits on his shoulder. But anyway, so let's continue with the introduction.
Joplin is a great fool. He's lucky to be alive.
Jonathan, go ahead, sir.
Oh, well, hello. My name's Jonathan. I play Brian. But also, I want to thank Millennium not only for being a generous provider for all of us, but also for sending me a dozen cookies from
Yeah.
And if you haven't heard, Crumb Together is actually a local bakery based in Eugene, Oregon. So if you're looking for a place for cookies and coffee, you can just find it in Eugene off of Oak Street, or you can go online at crumbtogether.com. So
Joe's
thank
no
you.
way affiliated.
No way affiliated, but I appreciate the business.
It is not affiliated with Wicked Studios LLC, I can tell you. Somebody else, I don't know. Let's see. Where's the,
I think it's
where's
over
it?
there.
That way.
Up
That-
there,
that-
yeah.
I think I got it. There it is.
Not at the
Okay.
bottom.
Those are good cookies. I wanted them to make it to you before the show. So
Yes.
I will be eating them throughout the cast. So thank you, and thank you, Millennium.
Right? There you go. Excellent. All right. So since I'm going in this circle kind of way here, let's do. Is it no? Because how you guys are on here is not how you guys are on there. So anyway, hey, Uncle Tony, it's your turn.
it's my turn.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. I'm Uncle Tony. I'm playing Joplin Mayfair. I got my ascot on, so I'm ready to go. Yeah, looking good this week. I had my ass kicked a little bit last week, but we made it through. I'm so happy about that because now we can get on with the business of saving the rest of the world.
Hey, last thing I remember, you guys were all standing outside of a burning warehouse. I could be wrong.
We're walking home.
Yeah.
We're walking away
Oh,
from the carnage.
Okay, well, we'll get to
having
that.
a conversation about who did what and who gets credit for what.
Yes, we'll get to that. So last but not least, we have the illustrious Dylan.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
I play Phoenix, and he was only marginally involved last week, but he did get a couple good hits in. So,
What are you talking about? You stomped two dudes' heads into mush.
Yeah, but it turns out that wasn't really necessary. So
Well, that goes without saying, but still, you did it.
I thought I was helping. Turns out I was not.
Just depends who you ask.
Yeah.
Depends who you ask. Yes. So, all right. You guys can either A, start off. Why don't we do this? The four of you start telling the recap because, like a completely prepared individual, I didn't bring my coffee over. I didn't make it, so I'm going to run away from here, and I'm going to let you guys introduce do the recap for all those who are watching, either for the first time or weren't here in the last episode. And I'll be right back.
Well, I'm going to let someone else start because I am still a little fuzzy about what happened before I came back into this whole mess. So.
I think that's across the board. Everyone's a little fuzzy.
We found our
Well.
target.
So
I don't know what's confusing about that.
Yeah. Right. So I was left behind in a spaghetti store or something, and
Well, that part, yeah.
I caused a ruckus to leave, where I rejoined this group en route to burn down and just generally murderate a bunch of pirates.
Well,
Yeah.
fairness, we were only supposed to murderize the one pirate.
Murder is the one.
Right.
The
Didn't end
others just sort of were collateral damage. And some were not. We left a lot of them alive.
A lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Brian rescued a few.
I mean, in terms of
To be
ratio,
fair-
I would say more survived than died.
Yeah. And
Brian,
to be fair, we did all try our own different ways to call out Doru. This was the last resort, essentially.
yeah, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And then we beat him.
And yes, and most importantly, it was successful.
Yes.
At the end of the last episode, we were able to vanquish the Doru in a very chivalrous, very fair 4v1.
Oh, hell no, you didn't. As far as Brian thinks it was, I distinctly remember somebody by the name of Joplin mind controlling him so that he wouldn't do anything, and then everybody dogpiled on the guy.
Hey,
And
we did.
then you couldn't decide what to do with his unconscious ass. You're like, well, what are we going to do? You going to kill him? You kill him. No, you kill him. No, you kill him. And
No,
Ari had
that's
to
right.
walk over and just go, oh, enough of this already, and she slit his throat.
Exactly. That is pretty much the exact story we were telling.
No, no. No, I'm pretty sure that wasn't, but that's okay.
I remembered a lot more cool than that, but
If
Heroic.
if you didn't watch the last episode, everybody go back and watch the not right now, but later go back, watch the last episode, and you will see the smooth and precision planning that these guys put together.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is what you will see.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I'm certain of it.
Okay. All right. So where we're going to pick up is the pirates that weren't killed. Most of the pirates that were in there, you guys did not kill. You only killed. Well, you killed about half of them. And
What have? I mean, he
well,
stepped
if you
on.
think about it, the majority of them tried going through the front door. Only 2 of those got killed by Phoenix before Brian told them, "Hey, man, what are you doing? Don't kill people. We're here. We're just here for Doru." And so then they stopped killing the pirates, and the rest of those pirates got to escape. The pirates that went out the back, Ari dropped the fear on them, and 2 of those guys ran off. They didn't die. And only 1 of those guys stuck around, and he died. So there's like 1, 2, 3. 3 pirates in Doru were the only ones that died out of 10.
But Joplin had him send his man away, didn't he?
That's right. So the 3rd one didn't die either. You're right. So only 2 pirates died in Doru.
I think we did a great job then.
Yep.
Sure.
Quality.
So now we have got a whole bunch of survivors who know what happened.
This wasn't meant to be a stealthy thing.
I think it was supposed to. I think we were
No.
supposed to be kind of the one people pointing
Good.
fingers at.
I say good because it wasn't.
Had no illusions. We're doing stealth.
We were supposed to get the job done. That's all I know.
Yes.
And you
Yeah.
did. All things, all kidding aside, you guys did a spectacular job. Okay, so we're going to pick right back up where we left off. You guys are currently standing in the alleyway. Ari's got a bloody dagger in her hand, and you're all standing there, and the last thing that you guys were hearing as the building is burning is the whistles, the high-pitched whistles of the sentinels, which is the guard or the police, coming close. So what are you going to do? Don't forget, Phoenix is currently the mighty Chimera, his gladiator persona.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot lately.
You do have that robe though. you
I've
know.
been wearing it this whole time.
Yeah, that thin
So
terracotta robe. Yeah.
after I gave the crowd the slip, I
Mhm.
pulled it back up, and when me and Brian went to redo it.
I think we should just casually but quickly walk back towards the Arcanus.
Somebody roll me a D4.
What? Why?
Not it.
Okay, all right.
Boom.
Oh, there it is. All right. Okay, that's all I need to know. Okay, and go.
What's
Brian's
Oh,
going to
okay, yeah.
look over where the sound's coming from. just tell everyone we have to leave now.
Yep.
Okay.
We're not going to talk about how fucked up that was.
I think. Okay, we'll talk while we run.
Okay, so you guys make it into the out into the street, start running. Excellent. That too was how many rounds before the Sentinel showed up?
No matter, we have to go.
Yep. So you guys did it. You left. You were not your typical selves. You didn't stand there talking about it for a while. Okay, so you run off. Now there is a crowd that's gathering in the main street. Remember, you guys were in the back alleyway, and this is an alley that runs between there's the buildings that are surrounding it. Now these alleys here, because this is more down towards the dock area, some of them are large, some of them are narrow. In between, the ones that were actually around the Rolling Tide warehouse, though, were relatively large alleyways, which is good in regards of close by buildings burning down as well. And so that's good. Okay. You guys exit out the back alleyway, which goes into one of the side streets. And of course, it's down by the docks. You're close to the harbor market. This is a busy time of day, and there's people down at the end where the alley exits out into the street going, wow, look at all that smoke. That place down there is on fire. And so you're able to get out of the alleyway. You get quite a few stairs, but nobody impedes you or draws attention to you as you blend into the crowd. Okay.
I'd say let's go back to the Arcanus.
Oh, okay. But we're not going to talk about how you just. I mean, I feel like now that we're away from the hubbub, we should at least talk about the fact that you just really cold-bloodedly murdered that guy.
We'll talk.
We were hired to do that.
I
Yeah.
know, but I thought we were going to, look him in the eye and do it.
Dead's dead, man.
What's done is done.
He needed to die. It was either him or me, and he needed to go.
Look, we'll talk about this in the safety of the Arcanus.
I was wondering if we're still going to need to do that fight.
Not if we disappear. All right, let's just go.
We'll talk about it later. I'm going to take out. Do I see any beggars anywhere?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of beggars, especially down here in this area. It's not as bad as like the Warrens or the slum areas, but you've got them here. There's plenty of kids. There's plenty of urchins all over the place down here. Those ekitars are everywhere.
I'm going to get a silver, and I'm going to see if I can persuade one of the beggars to give me his clothes or something to cover my armor for a silver.
Okay. Well, here's the problem. It's gonna come down to a roll, and the reason because you're in it's not quite tropical, but it's damn close to a tropical area. So it's warm. The beggars themselves aren't really wearing much. So why don't you give me a D20? Tell me what you want, high or low.
High.
Okay, just roll a D20 and we'll see if how lucky you are. Not a problem. Surprisingly, what you see is there's this one bum in this alleyway, and he's got kind of like his kingdom of trash around him, and he's got on sticks this old like cloak sort of tarp thing that's like it covers it's his awning sort of thing, and you see him there with that, and that awning thing you could definitely wrap around yourself, not a problem. So if you offer him a silver, he goes, hell yeah, tears that down quick as anything and hands it over to you.
Flick it to him and wrap that around my armor. I'm going to look to the rest of them. And are they covered in gore and blood as well?
Just Ari, really. I mean,
just Ari?
Just Ari.
I'm also bleeding. Like
My shoes are probably
she got jacked up. She got stabbed.
Shoes have brain on it.
What?
You roboted for a second there. That was all. So now Phoenix just has a bloody feet. But still, he doesn't. The only one that looks bad off is Ari.
Well, and Joplin from before, he's got this thing and he's walking with a limp, and
Yeah,
Nothing
you
happened to him this time.
You just look like a hobbled dude. But keep in mind too, they have their Arcanist stuff on. At least Ari and Joplin do.
Yeah.
So that might help.
Oh. What?
Depends who you talk to, really.
I mean, I'd be uninterested in stopping to talk to anybody. I want to get back to the Arcanist as soon as possible so I can get fixed up.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, don't let the Ekutars anywhere near you.
They would help. Okay, I'll say definitely you guys are able to make some time. Matter of fact, there are carts that you can rent. They're like rickshaws, and there's different sizes of them. If you guys wanted to, you could hire one of those. They have them on the streets. Well, I know you couldn't afford it, Phoenix. You're a good man. You spend all your money.
Broke again.
Now Ari's just
got paid
literally
once.
got money pouring out of her all over the place, but yet
Yeah.
she's not gonna. You're just gonna keep walking. Is that what it is?
Right. I mean, that would draw too much attention to the state I'm in. I wouldn't want that.
Well, they wouldn't. It would be harder to see you because you're inside the vehicle.
Is it like covered?
Well, it's got an
I-
awning thing that can be pulled up to keep the sun off you. Yeah, and not to mention,
removing myself from this conversation as if not happening.
you won't have to walk all the way back to the Arcanist, the Citadel of the Arcanist. You can ride. Hey, it's up to you. I'm not pressuring anybody. I'm just saying what's out there.
I'll hire a cart to take me back to the Arcanist.
Okay. Now, these are generally two-man deals. You can let somebody else ride with you.
I will walk over toward a cart and gesture making the deal. If someone follows me, someone follows me.
Okay. Do any of you guys follow her over?
I'll walk.
I'm going to go over and get my own car.
right now.
Okay. All right. What about you, Brian? You gonna tag along with old Joplin and ride with him? Because it sounds like Phoenix is
Just
gonna
walking.
go with Ari. Just walking? Not a
I'm
problem.
just gonna walk.
You go with
I'm
your
going
bad
to
self.
stretch out then.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna
Yeah.
walk.
Yeah, I'll go.
I'll walk with Brian. Oh,
Okay.
okay. You're driving. Okay, I'm walking still.
Okay. So what we'll just say is, you guys will
Right.
all make it back to the Arcanist, no problem, right?
Good.
As each
Leg
and
is
every
still.
one of you make it there, we'll just say, Ari, you pull up first. You come up to the gates. There's the guards there. They're concerned. You're bloodied. They ring the bell, have you sit down. Says, we're going to get some people out to take care of you. Just as you're getting shuffled away to go to the, what do they call that?
Infirmary?
That's the word I was looking for.
Infirmary?
Infirmary. Just as you're driving, for 4 months. Thank you, Malin Ray.
Hell yeah.
Damn, now we can keep the show going.
Woo. So now, as Joplin's, as your rickshaw thing comes pulling up, you just yes, and then you just make Ari out being escorted away from the front gates through a side door as you come out, and then the other two will basically be almost on the heels of each other, and you'll get let out. So unless you guys want to wait for each other, you can go about your own business and do whatever you want to do. You tell me what you're doing.
Now, if she's going to the infirmary to get checked out and fixed up, I have to wait another 4 days before I can heal.
Them's the rules, buddy.
I mean, there ain't nothing in the infirmary that nobody's got a shot or something.
Well, they've got some things to deaden the pain, but it doesn't really. It makes it bearable. It doesn't cure it. Yeah, because
These wounds are getting in the way. That's all I'm saying.
right. Well, and even though this
I
is
think we're
the
ever gonna have a
Arcanist, don't forget. I mean, you guys, you got to remember, you guys are. We've got two casters, users of magic with you, but you guys are still super, super rare. Even with the Arcanist, there's only like a good dozen guys in there that do that. So
No, Don, I don't need an
I'm
amputation.
with Don. I think
yeah,
maybe
maybe. Where was the wound again? It was on your neck, right?
Now, let's. You're not amputating my head because my neck hurts.
I'm just saying.
Things were different back
I'm
then,
picturing my arm in a sling and I'm walking with a limp.
Yes. Yeah, that's what you're doing. Okay. So you guys get there. Ari, you get down to the infirmary. Let's go ahead and we're going to give a roll and see how well the doc patches you up.
Yeah,
Okay.
good luck with this, because
There you go. That's a success.
What? Yes.
Okay, and so the
Awesome.
success, help me out on this one there, Brian. So the success will get rid of her shaken. Does it get rid of the one wound, too? You
No,
have to
it's-
have a raise for that, right?
It gets rid of the wound,
Okay.
and all wounds are removed. You also get the shaking removed.
Okay, and you only had one wound, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so then you're good. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
So, okay. And
Yeah.
so they're in there. They're taking care of you. The rest of you guys get out. Are you waiting for each other? You just go and you filing in on your own. You tell me what you're
I'm
doing.
gonna wait for.
Okay, so you wait
Yeah.
for Phoenix. What's Joplin doing?
What time is it?
Still pretty early.
Still early.
Yeah.
I think I need to go to the library and do my research.
Nah, not a problem. You didn't take any new wounds or anything. You can go down there. Just make sure you don't ask him for smoke bombs.
Why? I love my smoke bombs. I still haven't been able to use them.
I know. I'm just saying. You know, that's in another episode if nobody knows what I'm talking about. Okay, so referencing stuff off the cuff there. Okay, so Phoenix pulls up, gets out. He's there with you, Brian. And you saw as you were pulling up, you saw Joplin just goes inside. At Joplin, as you go inside, one of the guards tells you, he's like, Ogret said that he wants to see you at dinner time. Just so you know. And
Time
when
is
you're,
it now?
it's about
I-
1
I'm-
o'clock. And
Look at my wrist to judge the shadow on it.
all right, Fred. That was the Fred Flintstone watch.
Fred
wasn't it?
Flintstone,
Sundown,
okay.
And Ari, when you're in the infirmary, they tell you the same thing. Like some servant
Okay.
comes in, passes along the information, and then, like I said, Phoenix and Brian, when you guys are at the front door, they let you know as well. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Hey, Brian. Sorry about stomping on those guys' heads.
It's just all part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, it really shouldn't be. I'm sorry.
No.
I mean, this is all new territory for me. I'm not used to fighting pirate princes. That's it's kind of outside of my wheelhouse. And I think I just got a little bit anxious. I don't usually kill so indiscriminately. I mean, I don't usually kill at all. But sorry.
We're all just trying to do our best, Phoenix. So let's get inside.
But thanks.
Okay. So what I will say is that you have enough time, Joplin, in the library before dinner time to get your one study in. So what we need a roll.
Of course you do.
Yes. And you don't have research as a skill, do you?
I don't. I have.
So we're going to have to go with, unless you have something that's comparable, the intelligence. Just make one of those. Intelligence is one of the. I gotta look.
It is smarts.
Smarts. That's the word I'm looking
Smarts is what we roll here.
That's what, dude. You should be, on Tuesday nights when I'm running Ghost of Saltmarsh. I'm saying, all right, roll your notice, and like they're all like, what the fuck is he
What the hell is
talking
he-
about?
Need bigger.
So go ahead and just give me a smarts roll.
Oh.
Excellent. You do it. You do some nice research and what have you. And as you go through the stacks and you're pulling out all these different books on magic and different things that you think will help you with your endeavors and what you're looking for, and even if you ask, they'll help you with taking you to some of the different sections that have books on what you're looking for. You know, for some reason, as you're walking through the stacks, you look as you're walking by, and you catch. A book just catches your eye for some reason. You go ahead and you pull it down, and It's a book on an Oshira by the name of Kekkonen.
You're gonna have to spell that for me before I can.
Kekkonen.
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 Do I?
You've never heard of it before.
Okay.
You know what Ashiras are. They're basically
Yeah.
they're gods. And so you're like, And for some reason, it's just the name was written on the spine in gold, and for some reason, it just caught your eye, and you were instantly interested in it. What the hell is this? And so you took that, and you're just compelled to read it. So, but you're able to you're in your first good study. So there's one. Okay, so keep track of that. Okay. Excellent. So is Phoenix and Brian going to do anything else before?
I want to see if I can track down someone who can make me not blue anymore.
We should find out if you have to do that fight.
I want to find out if it's possible. I'm not going to pull the trigger until I talk to him.
You know, you start. I am assuming in true Phoenix fashion, you just kind of like stop every person that you see.
Yeah, I'm just going, hey,
Like-
where do we go to get not blue anymore?
Yeah, exactly. You eventually get directed to the I can never say this goddamn.
Apothecary.
Thank you.
Neither can anyone else on the
Apothecary.
screen.
Me and Tony
Apothecary.
affected the same condescending tone while we said the word.
Right. So we're gonna just call it the A room, and so
That just sounds like the ass room.
ooh, okay.
Okay.
Well, I see where your mind's at. All right. Now you guys know why Zaphras chose her. I'm just saying. Just throwing that out there. So they direct you to the apothecary,
The potions master, potion
Yes.
seller.
and they look you over, and he says, "Yes, we have something that would probably get rid of this in about 24 hours. It would require you to do several applications and to bathe in hot water in between each application. Take about roughly a day, and then you would be back to normal."
Perfect. Thank you. You're my best friend.
Oh, thanks.
Speaking of which, I didn't get your name.
Oh, God, you're going to do that to me?
Classic.
His name is Krendel.
Hey, that's a good one.
Incredible.
Hey, Krendel. Nice to
Krendel.
meet you. That's that's what a lot of people call it.
Now I have to spell
Morehouse.
apothecary.
All right, it's a Grundle.
And I know I spelled that wrong, but it's phonetical, so I can read it. All right, cool. All right. Was Brian going to do anything in particular?
So it's going to go to my quarters and wash up.
Okay. All right. So basically, you guys do what you do then, and then you all start gathering around Ogret's door in the antechamber area, the lounge area, where off the hallway off is where his place is at. You guys pretty much just wind up meeting in there. And so you guys all meet there, and you got like roughly about, because you're all pretty punctual. Even Joplin nowadays is pretty much punctual. So I don't know. It's like you got roughly about 15 minutes or so to kill before you knock on the door.
Bring him.
So, what's that?
What did we bring him?
Oh, food. Yeah. We tried a lot of different things. What about a custard?
Mm.
I feel like that would get his mustache. That could be kind of funny.
Nice.
Let's have the kitchen round up some dishes of custard for all of us.
Yeah. Maybe.
Okay, the servant will go running away. Says, "All right, I'll get it. I'll get it brought in as soon as I get it whipped up." So it doesn't arrive before you guys go in, though.
Oh,
That's
No.
okay.
15 minutes. These guys are good, but come on.
Yeah.
And this place is huge. Runtime alone is 15 minutes in here.
we should have said pudding.
Always got pudding ready. So you guys knock on the door. A couple heartbeats go by. Door opens up. Do you guys remember the his servants' names? The twins?
Bertha.
Bertha, no. Matilda and
Matilda. I knew that one.
and what's
Greta?
Oh no, it's
I ask you this because
Bessie.
Bessie, that's right. Because I was like, I will have to look at my notes otherwise, and good
Yeah.
because I remember Matilda. So Matilda opens the door, or Bessie. You're not sure which it is. And as she opens up the door, you look inside into Ogret's main chamber there, and where the ping pong table had been previously is a long, like feasting table. It's a dinner table with many chairs, and you notice too that brazier that you guys saw before, it had the lid over it. It was sitting on that little sitting area that was in a circle. That little it's like the cake top thingy, whatever, the silver tray. I can't think of the fucking technical
The
term.
lid?
It's sort of like a lid.
A
You know,
lid?
like in the movies when they're bringing you the stuff and it's got the metal in your yeah, it's got that.
Got a lid on it.
Yeah, where the brazier was underneath it, it's still on the table from when you guys were there last. It hasn't moved. And as you guys come in, there, looking around the table is Ogre, and he's looking because it's decked out with all kinds of food, and he keeps reaching in and going to get something. And Bessie or Matilda, whichever one it is standing right next to him, and every time he reaches in with one of his little chubby hands, she smacks it. And she tells him, "Not yet. Your guests aren't here." Oh! And then when the door opens, oh, hello! Oh, yeah, see, they're here now, Bessie. Ooh. And he goes running, and he gets to the chair at the head of the table and hops into it and starts piling food onto his plate. They're here! They're here! And he starts getting his food. Oh, come in. Just come sit down.
Are you doing like an intermittent fasting? Have they invented that yet?
And Matilda, because you guys realize that that's who that was now, closes the door and she comes walking with you over towards the table. And she goes, "No, we're just trying to teach him a little self-control. Actually, we're not trying to teach. He asked us to help keep him, from
He's
straying
watching
from."
his figure now.
Is this
He
for
kind of
us?
got stuck the other day, and after that, he's
an aspirational kind of person.
well, and she whispers to you, "We don't really expect it to last very long. It usually doesn't. He usually breaks down after about a day or two." So he's like, come in, sit down. Oh, it's delicious.
Is this all for us?
Oh, well, and myself, and then, of course, Bessie and Matilda. Yes.
Well, for us then.
Yes.
No, it looks very formal.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want to take your plates over to the living room? We can go sit on the couch. That'd be fun.
Well, we have custards on the way.
Oh, custard. Yes. Looks like all I've got here is a cake. But we can have both. We have a sliced cake and put custard on it. And then when he says that, Betsy just clears her throat. And he goes, "All right, well, maybe just and then, what if it's half a slice of cake and half a serving of custard?" And Matilda goes, "I guess so." Anyway, sit down.
Oh, thank you.
Sit, I guess.
Yes, eat. I'm sure you're hungry. I mean, you burned down an entire warehouse and killed many pirates. I'm sure it's taxing and builds up a hunger. Oh, look at these.
Make it
You
sound
killed
pretty
the
casual.
one. Okay.
I'm sorry.
We killed the one that we needed to.
Oh yes, there were a couple of other. Two, if I remember.
Simple casualties, unfortunate.
Oh, I'm not blaming anyone. You did what you had to do. But let's get down to business then, shall we? I've gone ahead and spoke with Ilgi and let her know everything that's going on and that you've taken care of her little problem for her. She says that she will go ahead and make sure that everything between you lot and the Azure Brotherhood are now complete. You're free and clear of all of that mess. What fun, don't you think? Oh, these yams are delicious.
Oh, what happened to the stretchy guy?
Oh, Moldak, he's still in town. I think he's quite excited to still fight with the mighty Chimera.
See, now that's interesting. How are you feeling about that, Phoenix?
Well, I'm just thinking maybe we could get another blue guy. How hard's that to do? You know,
that brings me to the new point. We've gotten some notifications from the city. Well, they're not very happy with you all. Seems that there's been quite a few fires and deaths, and up until now there hasn't been any official inquiries because, well, you're novices of the Arcanist, so you get a little leeway. But we were kindly asked and kindly agreed that you leave the city for a little while, just so things could calm down. And I said, why not? I mean, you have to go on these adventures. You're supposed to go to the Zevin desert, right? Excellent. So it seemed like a win-win. Of course, that would mean that you wouldn't be able to fight your gladiatorial fights, but I'm sure that we could work up some sort of story about the mighty Chimera being taken back by his. Oh no, that probably wouldn't work. But we'll put the PR people on it. I'm sure they'll come up with something.
Yeah, great. About how fast we need to leave? Do we have about 24 hours?
Oh yes, in a day or two. Sure. Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's all the time I need.
Excellent. And how does? Oh, and then the door opens up, and it is to his house, and in comes Sunder, and he comes over and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry for being late. I was a little bit busy doing some things after I when you all didn't return, I went back to see how you were doing, and then I found that this warehouse was on fire. So I used some of my abilities and I quenched the fire, and so I saved most of the things inside of the warehouse, and no other buildings were burned down. So, but I had to do that. Yes.
Oh well.
So, but look at that. This looks good. And he goes over and he picks up something off of a plate, starts eating it, and he sits down. He sits down next to Brian because you had an empty chair next year, we'll say.
Hey, if we're gonna have to leave for a while, any chance we can get an advance on our next payday?
Oh, of course. Yes. Yes. I think what we can do is we'll forward you 3 months' salary.
3 months, that's like 9 gold.
Yes, I know. Don't spend it all in one spot. Now, of
He
course,
doesn't know how not to.
So there was a pause there while Phoenix counted that on his fingers.
Now, of course, if you don't want to take actually the gold with you, we could give it to you in silver or what have you.
Well, it's fine.
Yes. So, but yes, of course, that's it's to be expected. Now, of course, Sunder is going to be going with you. Sunder just goes, waves. Yeah, hi, that's me. Yes, and we've decided we've got a ship that's going to take you to. Hold on one moment. Let me look in the book and see what the name of the city is. Did I not write it down? Oh, there it is. Dalapur. And Dalapur is the southernmost major city in the Mavi Sea region. And it's close to, you know what? I can actually, too. Here, I'll go ahead and I'll...
Is this going to be closer to Sundar's native land, or are
sort
we
of.
going?
Here, you know what? Here, I'm gonna change it over, and I'll show you guys the map. I'll move it over to the map, and then I'm going to move it and transition it for everyone else to see. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, okay. So we're still
Okay.
going
Yeah.
west once we
So
get-
here I'm moving it down. See, there's Zada, right? That's the Isle. And then here's Dalapur. Now down here, this is the Vezin Desert right there. That's in here is where you're supposed to go. And Ari, you reproduced that map, right?
I do know where. Yes, I do.
Okay. But did you make a new map?
I haven't written anything down. That's the thing.
Okay. So if you
But,
die, everybody else is pretty much screwed and the apocalypse comes. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know where we're going, right? That's a
She-
big empty desert.
She does. She does. Now, to answer your question, Vindia is way south of here. I don't think I have a world map yet of that. No, I just have the.
Yeah, that was my question, whether we were heading
Yeah.
that south from Dalapur.
Oh no.
But it looks like we're heading west.
Yeah, you'll come into Dalapur, and then you'll head out into the desert. Okay. There's like different lands and whatnot south of here, even before you get into Vindia. So his land is still a little bit further south for sure. Okay. All right.
So, where would we go to collect that advance on our?
I swear, man.
Goal in mind, you know.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. We'll make sure that you get it before you leave, sir. No, it's nothing to be worried about. Nothing at all.
Like in the next couple of hours, then.
If you need me to bring it to you now, Phoenix, I can send one of the girls
no,
to
it's
get
cool.
it.
I'm liquid. I'm good.
No way he said liquid.
He did. He did. I think that means in Phoenix talk is he's got to go to the bathroom.
I don't really know what that implies, but
Is it,
I-
don't worry, Bessie, come here, girl. And she comes up. Go down and go to the procurer's office and get the advance for these good people, and then bring it straight back for me, won't you? And what about that ice cream? And she goes, no. And he goes, oh, fine. I could have ice cream instead of cake, you know. I'm not going to, but anyway, starts eating again.
So we got to leave. Is there any sort of a time period window in which we'll be welcome back in the city? Because this is kind of
Well, let's put it this way. After you go in, because I mean, we all know what it's going to be quite interesting because now you told me Azael, this other Celestine, is wanting to do the exact same thing that you lot are going to do. You try and close these opening portals and make sure that no other Celestines can come through. So, I mean, it could be as simple as going there and coming back, which would be great. But along the way, we would really wish that you all could try and make sure that you collect any more information about Azael. You know, it's like, because we're going to have to deal with him at some point. So.
Ogret, I had a thought.
Oh,
and
yes.
if it's worth anything, but it's another one of my good, bad ideas.
Maybe we should hire Azael or serve him. Well, am I close to the mark?
A little bit off, but can you send a rumor ahead of us that we've been, or one of us has been kicked out of the Arcanus? We've caused too much trouble around Zada, and we are unwelcome here. Can you put us on the outside of the Arcanus to maybe Azael will approach us easier?
Oh, I don't think Azael cares about that. I mean, the bold bastard came right into the Citadel.
Well, it also may help with the locals.
Well, outside, you're not really known outside of Lysenna, really.
I don't think we should be carrying the Arcanus banner with us, though.
Oh, no. And we do recommend that you don't wear your livery while you're out.
All right.
That
That's
won't
what
be a
I was
problem.
thinking.
Yeah, it wouldn't be wise. The Arcanus were definitely people of power here in Lysenna, but you know, once you start getting outside of the Isle, we have our enemies. That's why you won't be going in an official Arcanus boat. It's a nice boat, fast. Here the captain's a bit of a jab. There you go.
All right. Well, when can we go? I'm ready to hit the high seas. This sounds cool.
Well, that's up between you all. When you go to Dalapur, you're going to meet a man. As I peruse my book here, that's not him. He should be highlighted. Mansour Al-Faris. That's the man that you need to you'll be meeting in Dalapur. He's a guide. He knows the desert quite well. He'll be able to make sure that you don't burn alive from that dastardly son. It's quite hot there. Hotter than here.
Before we go,
Don't need to do any character art. Just get a picture of Sala from Indiana Jones, because that's what I'm already picturing.
Okay, we'll say that too. It is. Sala.
tell us about the captain.
Oh, the captain. Well, like I said, he's a bit of a jab. His name is Turgid.
Target.
You should like him. He's ex-Azure Brotherhood.
Yep. Yep.
Sounds like right up our alley.
Gonna love that.
Yes, quite. He's quite respectable, though. We've used him quite a bit. Seemed to have a little bit of a disagreement over payments when he was working with the Azure Brotherhood. Yes.
What was the name of the boat again?
Whatever you want it to be, sir.
Oh.
The boat didn't have a name.
Oh, okay.
Actually, he doesn't know what the name of the boat is. It's in the paperwork somewhere. That's because I don't have a name for it.
So we'll get on the boat with Turgid.
Actually, this is a perfect opportunity for chat to chime in. What should the name of the boat be? Don't write anything, Dylan.
Nope.
A friend of mine and I, many years ago, over a summer, bought a boat that we could take out onto the lake. And it was a big ass boat. It was super cheap, but it was like a 28-foot cabin cruiser.
Holy crap, dude.
Yeah, it was huge.
Did
But
you
we
know how
made-
to sail?
It was a motorboat. So it was like an old
Okay.
Chris Craft. It was mainly for fishing or sleeping over and everything. And we had to fix it up and make it seaworthy again. But we named it the Deus Ex Machina,
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Queen of the Gods.
I like Melendres.
But nobody on the water understood Latin, obviously. So we used to tell people it meant free beer.
Free beer in Latin. Nice. You know, somebody memorized that and went into a liquor store afterwards
Oh yeah.
and tried to impress him.
Yeah.
You know that
It
happened.
means free beer, man.
Yeah, in Latin. I learned it off of some
Well, I
Latin
do.
dudes.
No, it doesn't.
Some Latin dudes.
Yeah. The Brine Whirl is the name of the boat.
Brian Worrell.
Mm-hmm.
Brine World.
Melinda is wondering how
Brian
people
Worrell.
cannot know Deus Ex Machina. Boaters. Lake boaters.
Clearly, you haven't been on the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
I've been on Lake Erie many a time.
It is its own variety of redneck. It
You
really
know,
is.
there's islands and people live on those islands out in the Great Lakes. Did you know that? It's true.
There's less around here, but there are still some.
Yeah, Ontario doesn't have many, but some of the other ones have a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
So, meet Captain Turgid on the Brine Whirl. I believe that's what the paperwork says. And then Mansour off Dalapur. Is that right?
Yes, that sounds about right.
I'll need 24 hours. if
Oh
that's-
yes, you take all the time you need, just so long as it's not more than 48 hours.
24 hours is a nice round number to me.
Yes,
I mean,
we were kind of given a time frame in which you should be out of the city for a little while, and we agreed to just keep everything quiet. You know, we're all a big happy family here in Lycetta. We try to keep each other's happy.
I just want to say, we only did the job we were tasked to do. We painted the damn man blue, for God's sake. And now I
Ooh.
feel like, frankly, we were set up a little bit and we're being thrown under the sloop.
I know those Azure Brotherhoods are quite dastardly, aren't they? It's a good thing that you don't have to worry about them anymore.
Smell that?
Moved right around that.
Everyone smell that? Yeah, I was just checking.
I know these yams are delicious.
Joplin, what's happened has happened. There's no going back.
I know. I'm not bearing a grudge.
that's probably a good thing, because I think we just barely survived that last one.
Well, I do have to say, Ilgi was quite pleased about the entire matter.
Oh, really? Well, that's good.
Yes. Doru had become quite a thorn in her side. And don't worry, I'll have someone go around and talk to Rabaka for you.
Oh, thank you. Send him
Oh, good. Thank
none
you.
of my apologies. Fuck that guy.
Oh,
I really think you could have won that fight.
no, probably not.
Oh,
I liked Rob Baca. I thought he was a really nice guy until he set me up to fight Stretch Armstrong.
Well, that was, yes, well, But he was supposed to take a
no
dive.
anachronism. I didn't say Stretch Armstrong.
Yes.
Just for the record, I was going to help you. You know, I was going to do my little thing where I make him do whatever I want. And,
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure we would have found some way.
And that's another reason you should be leaving anyway. Is I'm pretty sure Modak won't take kindly to the fact that you kind of, leaving out in the agreement to fight him eventually.
That's good. It's a good thing he thinks I look like this, because 24 hours from now, I
Right?
won't.
I know. See, it all worked out for the best.
All right.
So much.
Betsy, will you be a dear? Will you run off into the other room and grab the 17-volume set of Lystener's histories of the Southern lands for me? Be a dear. Chop, chop.
Well,
And she
that
kind of
sounds so-
goes, and then she goes walking away. And she goes into this other room, and he's watching her. And as she gets into the other room, he hops up off of his chair. He runs over to the table, and he gets a big old cut of cake, and he brings it over, and he's all, he's eating it real quick.
Gross.
Shoot, if I eat it real quick right now, and she doesn't see, I didn't eat this piece of cake. And I'll be able to have another one later with my custard. And he's getting the frosting all over his mustache. Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, as much as I want to stay in, I'm sorry I'm going to miss the custard, but I have an engagement that's going to take about 24 hours. So I'll leave you to it. You guys have fun, enjoy your dinner, and I'm going to take off.
And the door starts to open, and that means that I can't. Matilda's the one who went to go get that. Now I'm losing track of him. And as the door starts to open, he's not completely done with his cake, so he slides it across the table, and it goes in a butts up against Joplin's plate. He wipes his mustache. Oh, Matilda, you're back. Yes, give them the advancements, and then you're all free to go. So unless you guys have anything else that you want to say or do, then you can finish your meal and then go about your ways.
No, there's nothing else I need to talk about.
Okay.
I took a dinner roll and grabbed my coin on the way out the door and beeline for the alchemist.
Okay.
And I will then be indisposed for the next 24 hours. Have fun.
Okay, so you're scrubbing up and getting clean
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you're getting all scrubbed up, getting clean. All right, so Joplin, were you gonna do anything?
Well, if I'm heading out of town on a trip, I should probably go track down my sister.
Okay. All right, we'll pick that up. Brian, what are you gonna do?
Same thing as well. I say goodbye to my parents.
Okay, excellent, not a problem. And Ari?
Ari better go find some more clothes since she's not allowed to wear her Arcanist stuff.
You need to go shopping?
What else is there
Shopping
to do
episode.
before a trip? You have to go shopping.
You have to. Totally,
You have
100%.
to.
100%.
You need a pack.
Sea voyage and desert casual.
There you go. There you go.
I'm pretty good at the desert casual. I'm gonna have to work on the seaworthy part.
Gotcha. Okay, so what I need Brian, Joplin, and Ari all to roll me a d20.
D20.
Yep.
And if I have time
Ooh,
after,
19
I'm
for
the
Brian.
library.
Ari got a 4.
I got
Joplin
2.
got a 2. All right, we're starting with Brian. All right, Brian, you finish up dinner. You leave. I'm assuming you change. You're not going to wear your armor out into the street, are you?
I am.
Excellent. That's my boy. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So you're
But if I can find something other than rags to cover me, look a little presentable.
you can find those. They have those really lightweight cloaks, and basically what they're cloaks that are designed just for what you're doing with it. They're designed to hide one from the masses. They're not designed for warmth, especially not in summertime here. But it's more into the evening. It's warm, but it's not so warm that you're going to be crazy hot anyway. So,
Good.
So, and matter of fact, you all have, because you guys have like different types of clothings and garments and stuff like that. Nothing really designed for travel. It's more for about town. And each one of you have one of those cloaks in your apartment. Okay. So,
Oh, nice.
Brian, you get your cloak, and you put it on. You start walking through the Arcanus, heading on the way you normally do to go, and then go outside, go through the gardens and the gates and all that different stuff.
Of course.
And as you're walking, you find yourself, you're kind of getting deep in thought. A lot of stuff has happened recently. It's made you question some things, and things are just, I'm sure they're kind of weighing a little heavy on you right now.
You are.
Okay. And so you're walking through the halls, and you could have sworn that you were going your regular way, the way that you've gone a bunch of times now, leaving out of the Citadel. But you look up, like, how, like, I don't know if anybody, you just been driving, and then you, like, all of a sudden realize you don't remember the last 10 minutes worth of driving, you're just kind of going on impulse.
I'm never riding with you.
I'm so glad that's not just me.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It just kind of like happens. You're like, fuck. It's like,
You're
especially
I must have drunk in the last 30 seconds. What?
yeah, and it happens like right when you
Don't-
go through a light too, and like you don't remember if that light was even green. It's like, man, I hope that one was green.
Oh,
Yeah. No, I totally get what
I've
you're
never been
putting
in an
down.
accident though, so
Yeah, same.
There you go.
because
So,
I'm so good at driving.
Brian, you look up, and you don't even know where you're at. This part of the Citadel looks completely different. You've never been in here. You're in what appears to be in a museum.
Oh.
There are tons of paintings on the walls. And they're all paintings of people, different kinds of people. They have different sorts of clothes on from different regions, different time periods, even different, like, there's even some different races. You see a Shar. You actually see one of the, an elf. Things, just incredibly different and strange. And there's like benches for sitting down and looking at the art. And you turn a corner, and as you turn a corner, you look to your right, and you do a double take, and you take a step back because you're like, for a second, you think you're looking in a mirror. But then it registers like, oh my gosh, it's just, this painting is just that lifelike. The clothes are different period of time. But it's you, it's a painting of you. And there is a plaque on all of the paintings. Little, I don't know if you've seen them going to the museum. There's a little brass plate that has like a name or a title or something on it, and there's a plaque that's there affixed to the wall right beneath the paintings.
I'll look and see what it says.
It says, let me find it again. Here it is.
don't leave us hanging.
The painting is. It says that the painting is of Kayo the Great, the so-called eternal champion. And you're there and you're staring at this and you read that and you're like, what the? And someone's voice shocks you into the present. It scares you because you didn't hear anybody coming up. You're so absorbed in this, and it goes, pretty amazing, isn't it? You swirl around, and it's one of the Arcanus servants. And he's got his white uniform on with the gold trim, and it's kind of an older gentleman, gray hair, balding head, a little bit of a pot belly, probably me in about 3 years, and he's got his hands behind his back, and he goes, I just love working here. You get to see all the different people from all the different places, and whatever he was saying stops dead in his voice for a second as he looks at the painting, and then he looks at you, looks at the painting, and looks at you and goes, well, I'd say you are the spitting image of Kayo. It is remarkable. how much you look like him. Well, at least this rendition. No one really knows what the man looked like, of course. But wow, interesting. Did you come to see this in particular? I mean, seeing how you...
No, I just found myself here. And I imagine if enough people walk by, eventually one of us will look like him.
You know, that's probably true. It probably is. It probably is.
But you work here, is that right?
Oh, yes, I'm the curator of the art museum.
Oh.
Yes, yes. Have you been to the chamber of the Eternal Champion here? It's not in the art museum, of course. It's own little private museum, chock full of all kinds of different things from that time period when the Celestines were put down by the so-called Eternal Champion and his followers.
Oh. No, I actually was on my way out. I'll stop by when you're open. It seems like I've accidentally stumbled upon here after hours.
Oh, well, all right. Yes. My name's Tony.
Nice to meet you.
No, his name's Anthony. I don't know. Well, I'll come up with a better name.
It's the same. Tony's short for Anthony.
Yeah, I looked at Tony as the first thing popped in my mind.
Well, his name's
I
Tony.
went through, well, here's the thing. I went through my notes and I said I wrote curator, and I'm like, yeah, but you didn't give him a name, asshole. I'm terrible
Tony's a
about
good name.
that.
Tony's a strong name.
Thank you. Strong name. Good
Yeah.
name.
We're
His
gonna call.
last name.
We'll just
Lasagna?
call him Anthony. We'll call him Anthony.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
But you said that the Eternal Warrior has his own exhibit. Is that right?
Oh, there's the Eternal Champion's chamber. Yes. All kinds of different artifacts in there. Things that the Arcanist has been able to turn up over the centuries and collect and tuck away for safekeeping. You know, they even say that his weapons and his armor are located in there. Well, there's weapons and armor in there, different sort of, magical things.
Sounds like quite a complete collection.
Yes, they're deemed the weapons that slew the Celestines. Interesting.
More relative than now than ever.
Why is that?
Well, people get scared nowadays, and so having a symbol sometimes is more important.
Ah, I see. Yes. Well, there's that old wise tale and myth about the Eternal Champion, but no one believes that, really. It's just myths,
Before meeting you here, I've never seen this either. Would you mind, do you have the time to explain to me what's it all about?
Well, of course. And he starts giving you a tour, and that's actually one of the things that he does. Unfortunately, he doesn't do many of them. Usually, people come down here from time to time just to look, but official tours, he doesn't get to do that very much. So he's really into it. And so basically, he starts taking you through and explaining what the portrait museum is. And essentially what they do here is they take or paint and get representations of people throughout history, and they put them in this hall. And he goes through and he explains, who this person is, and it's in a timeline even. And he explains that to you. He says, here, where you're at now is basically the Age of Wonder. And then he says, now if we keep going, and as you go through, he starts explaining to you and pointing out to you these different paintings and who this person was and who that person was, so forth and so on. So it's a museum of art and remembrance, because they're here for us all to remember the stories that are connected to these people and why they're important to the overall knowledge of mankind, so to speak. Because that's really what the Arcanist does, is they try to safeguard mankind. That's their dealio. So. And he'll take you through, and he'll show everything to you, and he takes you through the tour and whatnot. And it's pretty big. There's thousands of paintings, and he doesn't stay long at much of them. But if you let him, the entire tour, he'll give you a fast one, would be about an hour and a half.
Well, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Actually, we left Ogret's, and that was for dinner, wasn't it? So this is kind of like late in the evening. Is that right?
Well, dinner was probably around 5 o'clock.
Well, you know what? I'm not in a rush to go home and have that conversation. So yes, hour and a half sounds great.
Okay. So then when you're done, what he does is he stops He takes you and he stops, and you're by the exit and entrance to the portrait
Oh.
museum, and you notice that when he takes you out to there, it's pretty much at a place where you walk through all the time, going about your business. It just, and you're like, oh, so that's where that hallway leads to, and it was just because, like, I've said the place is huge, and you guys have only seen a fraction of the entire Citadel. So, yeah.
Now the Eternal Champion, you said that's separate from here. Is that right?
Oh, yes. Yes. I could tell you where it's at. Show you if you like.
Hmm. Well, let's say, as an example, you only had 24 hours to view it. Would it be here tomorrow?
Of course.
Would you be open tomorrow?
Yeah, it's always open. Anyone can go in and see the wonders that are inside.
I've already taken too much of your time, so thank you.
Oh, it's my job. My pleasure. Thank you.
Well, thank you for the impromptu tour. It's very enlightening, but I think I'll make my own way from here.
Yes, yes. And your name was, I'm sorry, I got to talking about everything, and I totally forgot my manners and forgot to ask.
Extending my hand, Brian Longshelf.
I'm Tony Anthony. And he shakes your hand.
Tony Anthony.
You shake your hand, and okay. And then you're able to part. Now you get out. You get out of the Arcanus, no problem. You go out into the streets, and you go down to the bakery. Okay.
Yeah.
And so you go in. You just let yourself in. What time's the bakery close normally?
I assume by now they've probably been closed past hour,
I
meaning
would
that
think so. Yeah.
they're starting to work on tomorrow's batch. Got let it proof and rise overnight.
Gotcha.
Essentially going to stop them and let them know that I have news, and I assume they'll stop their work for me, especially if I say it like that.
Yes. And there's a new young boy there. He's about 14 years old. His name's Zillow, and they hired him to replace Jada, who quit. And
Where is she?
he they don't know. She quit. Said she had some better offers and was going to go and pursue them.
Well, we were becoming so close, I thought.
Oh, I'm sure your mother's like, it's like, I'm sure she'll be back around and she'll still come to visit and what have you. She's not too worried about, her not coming around anymore. We did, and she agrees. Like we got so close while she was here. She's such a great woman. You would do well to marry and settle down with somebody like her, Brian.
Absolutely, I agree.
But I think you
somebody
missed.
who-
I think you missed your chance because she got really close and friendly with that Askel person. So. So.
Well, the next one. You're right, Mom. The next one.
Yeah.
But
No pirates.
So, of course, your mother in particular, your father's all like, be safe. Man a few words. He's not happy, but he tells you to be safe and whatnot. Your mom, of course, cries and tells you about how to pack and what to take and what you should do when it's sunny out and things along those lines. Yeah. So, but they actually, both of your parents really understand this, and they're extremely proud of you, and so that's why Zillow's already there. And you didn't even know anything about it because they hired on this extra hand to help with the bakery because their son has a higher calling now. So as far as they're concerned, yeah. So the visit will go well. Yeah. Now, is there anything in particular you want to do when you go there to visit them, or just?
Maybe if no, that's it. I'm not even going to stay the night. Just one last look into my room. Which kind of looks like a kid's room now, despite it only having been a month. This looks like some kid used to live here. And then maybe I'll take a bag of flour if I can on my way out, and then head back to the Arcanus once I said my goodbyes, which take twice as long at the door, which is how it is.
Gotcha.
And I'll leave.
Okay, cool. Not a problem. All right, so Ari. You get yourself together, and you're going to go out to go shopping. Now, you can actually do this kind of shopping at this time of night because in Lycena, in the shopping district where all these the I'm sure you're going to go and get some nice clothes, right? You're not going to. Those districts are open.
I mean,
pretty
yeah.
late. I mean those
Yeah.
those shops. Okay,
Yeah.
so you make your way through. You go out.
Well, the thing is, I need armor is what I need first.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So shopping as in going down there and then maybe going to buy more clothes. I do need more clothes. I only own the Arcanus stuff.
Okay, so you're going to go down to the Arcanus Armory.
Yes,
Yeah.
go talk to the dwarves.
Are you going to go talk to the? I don't think Ari ever went with you guys to dwarves,
Nope.
did you?
I didn't.
Oh,
I
talk
didn't.
to
So
the
I'll probably have
dwarves.
to ask around.
You'll have to ask them about it later, and go. Don't forget, you've got time. So,
Okay. So I have to ask them. I can't ask somebody who works.
You can ask
for the
somebody. Yeah.
Arcanus.
No, totally. You can ask somebody around there. Yeah, and they'll take you to the elevator and whatnot, and they'll
Yeah.
send you down. Okay.
Yeah.
And so now you were. I was about to say I was about to skip over it, but there's probably people watching or listening that hasn't. Now, the elevator goes down for a little while, and it's a pretty large elevator. It's like a big, huge, large dumbwaiter. There's a bell that you pull. You have to pull in. They tell you pull on it 3 times. This rope, and it'll ring a bell, and then the elevator just starts ricketing, and it goes down and down. As it gets lower, as it proceeds to go down, it starts to get warmer. And then when it stops and you open up the door, it's just like a blast furnace of heat and hot air just flows into the chamber of the elevator there. And it's like you're looking on a hellscape. The whole place is glowing red with red forges and red iron and metal that's being worked. And you even heard it before the door opened, the clang, the clang, the clang. It's just rhythmic, and it's tons of it working and going on. There's a smell of smoke and only what you can imagine to be like a brimstone of some sort or something. And you see the dwarves. And the dwarves are these deep red-skinned, squat, muscular things with glowing yellow ember-like eyes. And when the door opens up and you come walking out, one of them comes over to you and... See, this is where you're going to want to have kept one of your spells. He starts speaking to you in Dwarven, and you have no idea what he's saying.
No.
But
I
what
do.
do you say to him? Because he basically comes up to you and goes,
Right. I mean, I'll tell him that I need something. I need armor. I need something that's gonna protect me. I was shown weakness today, and I need something more.
Okay. So he goes walking away. Doesn't say anything else to you. Just turns and walks away. And
Yeah.
couple of long heartbeats later, around this massive forge and whatnot, you see him coming back. At least you think it's the same guy, because these guys pretty much all look the same to you. And the guy that he's bringing back with him, it's a little bit older of a dwarf, because whereas the other guys all have just like jet black beards, and they don't have hair on their head, they're all bald. But his beard has gray in it. Okay. And he's got a scar that runs down. I can't remember if it's his right or his left. I think it was his left eye. And that scar that runs down from his forehead down over into his cheek. And his left eye is dark, whereas his right eye glows that yellow ember-esque. And he comes over to you, and he comes and he stands before you, and he choke, 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 choke.
I say, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're saying, and then maybe run through my languages to see if there's one that we've got in common.
Choke, 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 choke. And he starts like motioning around, and he goes over and he picks up and he goes choke, choke, choke. Throws a sword over into the corner and stuff. And He doesn't seem to understand any of the languages that you're speaking, except
Right.
when you go back to Shanish and you say something in Shanish again, he points at you. Chuk chuk.
Oh, so you can understand this. You just
Chuk,
can't
chuk,
speak
chuk,
it.
chuk,
Right?
chuk, chuk, chuk.
So I mean, I'd go ahead and start explaining what I want. I want just something to cover, probably something preferably metal and pretty close form fitting, so
Of
that
course.
either I could put some. Well, I could either put something over it or I could put something under it, depending on the situation, like clothing wise.
He shakes his head for a minute. Then he turns, walks away, doesn't say anything to you. About a minute or a minute and a half later, he comes back over and he's got it looks like a sleeping bag, but it looks like it's not made out of any kind of material. It's more almost, it looks like possibly like leather. And he throws it on the ground and then he kicks it open. You ever seen somebody kick open their sleeping bag and have it unroll? And as he does it and it unrolls, there laying underneath is a shirt of gleaming, almost silver-like. It appears to be possibly it's like gossamer. It's thin. You can see through it, almost chain. And he picks it up and he goes chuk 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 chuk. And he like just hands it to you.
So I'll go ahead and put it on,
Okay.
see how it fits
Okay.
and how it falls.
All right. As you're putting it on, he turns around and he just leaves. He just and goes away, and it fits fine. It fits like a glove. It's
Yeah.
very form fitting and it's extremely light. You're like I don't know how well this will do.
Right.
You know, it's like especially now you can see in between the links, but it's not large enough that a point of a dagger could go through. Maybe a poignard, which is really like a big toothpick, could
Right.
get between the links, but for the most part, there's nothing that would go through it. But you think for sure that something could, this is kind of light.
Right, like break it or something.
Yeah, like you're thinking, that's exactly what you're thinking. Like, I
Yeah.
could break the fuck out of this. So,
Yeah. And I mean, I might try to bend it or something, see how
Can't.
that is.
you
Yeah.
can't bend it.
Can you cast with it on?
Well, I guess that's a fair point. I'd go ahead and try.
Okay, you put it
Why
on.
the hell not?
Yeah, you're able to cast with it.
That makes it valuable. There are those rules, aren't they? That
Not really.
there are.
There are, but there aren't. There's nothing that says that a spellcaster can't wear armor. It's just depending on the type of armor. I think it can give you minuses. You know how you get your minuses to your cast? It's pretty much the same thing. It doesn't prevent you from doing it. But you have no preventing at all. And I'd have to look up that information, but I'm pretty sure that's what I read. But we know how often I've been wrong on these rules. So
Well, shit, I'm just wearing a leather jacket now. I'm thinking I might have to go shopping myself.
right. So, but I mean, everybody else they're pretty much ignoring you now.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
went back to work.
Yeah, I'd probably just go ahead and take what it is and go. It's better than nothing. And
Okay.
head upstairs.
Okay. You take it upstairs. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I guess up the elevator.
Yeah. Yeah. You go up the elevator. You're back out in the regular room.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go and do the rest of your shopping? Or what are you gonna do now?
I'll probably drop that off because I don't need that with me to go shopping. But yeah, then I
Right.
would just go grab some things that I'd be able to wear
Excellent.
on this voyage.
Okay.
And then ideally go back to the library, but I don't know what time it is.
Gotcha. Well, the library is open 24 hours.
Oh, that's true. I forgot.
So you head out. You head out of the Arcanus. You go out of the main gate. Go down the stairs, down the path that leads out to the gate that leads out onto the street. You need to give me a spirit roll.
Uh-oh.
Excellent.
Okay.
It's an opposed spirit roll.
Oppose.
So let me do my roll
Who's
and
there?
we'll see what happens. Okay, you fail.
Shit.
So you go walking down the stairs, and you're walking down the path, okay, or I should say it's the driveway, okay, to the gate that lets out onto the street. And you're instantly bombarded. Every sense of your body flares into ultra overdrive. You are in your body explodes in pleasure. To the point, to the point it hurts.
Well,
You
shit.
keel over, you fall to the ground, you hit your head on the stone of the drive, and you're writhing in this because it's to such an extreme that you just want it to stop, and you're actually it's painful.
Yeah. I mean,
And-
how much control do I have over like my hands and
None.
arms? Yeah.
At 0. And a voice creeps into your head as you lay there writhing in this pain. Hello, my wife-to-be. What have you done so far to ensure my coming into this world once more? Not much from what I've seen.
They took us on a goddamn.
Don't lie to me! And he as he says that, you like you rolling again. It's like, I do not care what those petty humans ask you to do. I gave you strict orders, and you have done nothing to ensure my coming again.
I can't do this on my own.
Yes, you can, and you will, or you will pay the consequences.
And what's the consequences? Any better than when you're here?
No.
Okay, so hold on one second.
Yeah.
Give me a vigor. Give me a vigor roll.
Yeah, that armor ain't gonna protect you for shit right now.
Well, especially because I don't. Okay, Benny.
Okay, yeah, Betty, that.
Ah, fuck.
That's a little better.
A little better. You gonna go with that one?
No.
A 3 and a 1 turns into a 2 and a 5. Just
Ah,
call it
shit.
out.
3 and a 4.
Yeah, okay.
You got one left. Are you gonna do it?
No.
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 Okay.
I can't. No.
Boom. You get hit with 12 points of psychic damage, which essentially gets you. What's your toughness?
Oh God. Are you ready for this? Especially because.
I'm assuming, does armor count towards your toughness for psychic
So
damage?
No, it
I
wouldn't.
do. Well, hang on. I do generally have a leather like vest on. So my toughness
But you know
is.
what? We should recalculate this because this is a mental attack. So this wouldn't be a physical sort of thing. So let's take a look at what the stats are. I don't know if there's a rule for this, but we're going to do it quick, fast, and dirty here. Let's take a look at your character sheet. Let's take a look at what would be in it. So we're going to use smarts, and we're going to use spirit, and we're going to use vigor, and you can add those together. So let's see. Hold on a second here. Whatever your bonus is, because how do you? Let's see. When you're devising your parry, your toughness. I mean, it's what? It's the same as your vigor plus your armor, right?
I think so.
So okay, this is what we're gonna do.
I don't remember. I really don't.
So we're gonna do it this way. You're gonna roll your spirit and your vigor, which are both d6s. So you get to roll 2d6 to oppose this mental assault on you. Okay, so you got 6.
Oh.
So 6 points of damage would be how many wounds did she just get?
Well, so my toughness is 7.
Well, this is mental. This is just something a little bit different, so you're just going to have to roll with me on
Right.
this. So
Yeah.
let's see here. Okay, so you took 1 wound and you're shaken. Okay?
Back to where I started. It's fine.
And he goes, and you hear that booming voice in your head and says, "Don't you ever feel that you can talk to me as anything else but my servant and my slave. You are mine, unless you want to be twisted and gnarled and dead. Oh, no, I have better plans. I wouldn't kill you. No, that'd be too quick. Do what I asked you. This is your one and only warning. And then all that pain, everything that you felt, washes away. And you're just left out of breath. And you start to see again, and there's a crowd of people. There's like the Arcanist guards and whatnot. They're standing over, and you're like, oh my God, are you okay? You know, and they're worried. Now, just so you know, after you get a full night's worth of sleep, that wound is going to be gone. It was psychic. It was a psychic kind of damage. It's not like regular physical damage to you. It's just
4 more fucking days I gotta wait.
Yep.
Tony is still mad.
Well, you took a bunch of crossbow bolts to you, man.
4 more days.
4.
Should
Well,
use your brain to
Take some
block-
time.
hey, look at the bright side. After tonight, it'll be 3.
Food trip better take some time.
And then we'll be on the boat for the majority of it.
Yes.
You'll be fine.
And you know who that was, right?
Oh yeah, and
Okay.
as soon as I start like regaining like functionality
Yeah.
of my arms and whatnot, I'm reaching for that pouch and I'm reaching for that vial.
Okay. All right. And then what do you do?
Taking it.
You're
I'm
gonna
drinking
you're
it.
gonna slam it. All right.
I'm just gonna fucking do it.
As you you know, everybody that's around you is really concerned. They're like, "Are you okay?" And there's like some guys kneeling next to you. It's like, it's like, quick, let's get her back. Let's get her to the infirmary. She's obviously not fully recovered from her wounds and blah blah. And you reach around real quick. You get that thing out. You pop it. You drink that stuff that Azael gave you, and it's like
Yeah.
just like 3 heartbeats afterwards. They're starting to pull you up off the ground, and you feel just like this scorching heat flood through your body. And you're like, oh my God. And you feel like you're in a bunch of pain now. And you roll up
About that.
all over this one guard that's in front of you. You just projectile puke all over him. And it just hits him and goes running down. And they go and they take you up and they take you inside. And after a short stop at the infirmary, where they give you like some I think it's a poultice is what they would call for calming your stomach and your whatnot. I could be wrong on that, but they give you something to drink to calm you down and everything. And then they're going to take you up to your room, and you're going to get to go to sleep. You go right to sleep.
All right.
So, and with that, we get to go to break before we go and see what what Joplin gets to do next with his sister. And all
whatever.
that. You know your sister's having a hunky-dory time. There couldn't be anything wrong going on
Don't
there.
want to know that at all.
Of course
All
you
right.
do. Askel's a nice guy. He's a merchant.
An upstanding.
He's not a merchant. He's a pirate.
Well, he's a pirate merchant. It's sort of similar. So,
It's
all right, everybody, go ahead and get your snackages and your beverages and whatever else you need to do during the break. We'll be back momentarily and pick up where we left off and keep on going. So we will be back in just a little bit. And we're back. Hey, everybody!
Hello.
Thanks for sticking around. We appreciate it. And let's pick up on with the second half of tonight's game. So, sorry, Ari. Something that had to be done there.
Oh, sure. You're
Yeah!
sorry.
Not really. I'm not really sorry at all. This is what happens when
Yeah,
you get into bed with an evil god.
literally.
Literally.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, you know.
I still don't know what you guys are talking about. All I know is that you got pollinated that one time he breathed on you. That's all I know.
That's because you were a good boy and you didn't go back and watch the episode. 'Cause
I
you
am a
want-
good boy.
You
Neither
didn't
did
want.
I still don't
Yeah,
actually
see-
know what happened either.
I think there's only one bad boy here.
Bad
This is why
boy.
our
See if I-
viewership suffers.
That guy over there.
I'm looking at 4 other viewers that could have been on each one of those episodes. You could be at least padding the numbers.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What is
Click it on and hit mute if you don't want to know what's happening. But pad the numbers, man.
But see,
Pad the numbers.
I gotta say, I'll point this out. It just goes to show how much of a consummate professional that Tony is, because he doesn't metagame with that information. He doesn't use it for evil purposes yet.
I believe a great dragon
no, though.
is it easier to be born good or to be born evil and like suffer through it. I don't know. I never finished Skyrim. I know that's the whole point, but it's harder.
I never actually. Only
Yeah.
they let me off the rails. I only did side missions. I played that game for 30 hours. I never even made it to the mountain that you're supposed to.
I
go
burnt out. Yeah, I burnt out Simons. But point is, it's more of a challenge to have a burden and go through it than just always do the right thing and take, even though it's not the easy path. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's something more to overcome your evilness. So
Yeah.
good job, Uncle Tony.
Skyrim's got a big dramatic ending. You need to get there.
I've played that game. I've logged like 200, like maybe 100 hours. Never finished it once. I should do that.
I've never played it.
It's good.
I play role-playing games, man. All right.
Essentially, it's that. It's literally just D&D.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go.
All
Let's
right.
rock.
So Ari, you get put into your bed, you fall asleep. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
When you
little-
wake up, you will be fine again. Okay, so
Okay,
that-
so
And
The-
I will
the men-
still have a wound.
yeah, the mental assault that happened to you will have gone away, and that thing that you drank will have worked its course. And you do feel a little bit different. I will say that when you get up, you feel a little bit still sick to your stomach, but you always kind of felt like this kind of like warm fuzz in the back of your head a little bit, like the presence of Zafrish keeping tabs on you, so to speak. And that's not
Right.
there anymore. So there you go.
Okay.
So last
Well-
but not least, we have the mighty Joplin coming out with his cane and his limp. He comes,
I thought there was another word coming after that. I got a little nervous for a second.
no. And
I think I've like
now you come out, and this all actually happens before the incident with Ari, because Ari went down and was dealing with the dwarves. So before you even, before that, all that stuff, you come out. You're going down, and you're going where? What are you going to go do?
I think I need to head back to the apartment.
Okay, you're going to go to your old apartment where your
Yeah, I
sister...
gave it to Jada, and that's where she was staying with the other guy.
Yeah, because that one time you went back to the house, Jada wasn't at home; she was at work. But
Yeah.
Askell was there, and
So I will go back there and
okay. So you,
Try to
it's
find
same
my
thing. It's like it's like almost if this was like a movie or a TV show, we flash and then it's sort of like a Pulp Fiction thing because it's all out of time frame. You're coming out. You're walking down the same steps that we saw where all this stuff happened with Ari. You're going down the path to the gate that lets you out onto the main street. The guards there open the big iron gate, let you out onto the street, and you turn around to go walk in. And who is there on the street but your sister Jada?
what luck?
Standing there with her arms crossed, with her whole... Did we ever find out how tall Mary Lou Retton was? She's like, what, 5'2"? Roughly?
Yeah, she's a little thing.
Yeah. So she's there. She's got her arms crossed, and she's just looking at you. You know how long I've been waiting here for you to come out?
I'll go in for a big hug.
She backs up,
Oh, now.
keeps her arms crossed. No. I came here to give you this. And she reaches into a pocket and she pulls out a key
Dude.
and hands it to you. It's the key to your apartment. I don't need this anymore.
Why wouldn't you need this anymore?
Because I don't live there anymore.
And where do you live?
Well, if you need to know, because Lord knows you've been so attentive to me since I've showed up with all your gallivanting around.
I have been a little bit. Yeah, I apologize.
Mm-hmm. You know, that's okay. I shouldn't have expected anything different. You've never been there my entire life growing up. Why should I expect it to be different now that I came all the way to Lysena? Because I knew you were here, and when why would I? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But it hurts a little bit. You sound like my real sister. Damn.
Yeah, I called her.
You don't get it, man. I went to college when she was like 3 years old because there's a 15-year difference between us, and I have heard all of these words.
She tells you, it's like, well, if you need to know, I'm now working with the Circus Fantastical. And it's in the Remember, I was talking about the circus and the performings, and they have a year round. There's a circus that performs there. It's over in the entertainment district where the Gladiator rings up.
News.
Oh yes. Askell helps me get the position. He used his slightly less influence of somebody who maybe works for the Arcanus to help me get the job.
I don't know a circus people.
Obviously, all you know is the Arcanus, which is fine. I shouldn't have expected anything else.
Why does
that's
family
fine.
have to be a nightmare whenever they come to town? I was happy to see you.
Did you just call me a nightmare?
I said I was happy to see you.
Pretty sure you just called me a nightmare. Again, this is what I should have expected. Askell was right. He was right.
Askell.
She goes, just so you know, that's where I'm at. You don't have to worry about coming and checking. Oh, you probably wouldn't, but I don't need your place anymore. So thank you, though, for allowing me to stay there. And if you could do me a favor, because I know you're friends, and one of the people that you're running around with is Brian. If you could do me a favor and tell Brian's parents, thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping me out and giving me the job. They are very good people, And I'm sure Brian is a good person too, and I'm sure you had nothing to do with talking him in his ear about leaving your sister alone. I'm sure that had nothing to do with it.
That wasn't even me.
I just told you. I'm sure you had nothing to do with it. That's it, huh? You got nothing to say? Okay, all right. Well, and so
damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm not there.
Oh God!
She turns and starts walking away.
This is why I don't go back to Braithwaite.
And she stops when you say that.
I didn't say it out loud.
Oh, you didn't say it out loud, or did you? I think you need a roll.
I did.
Okay. She stops, turns around, and comes marching up to you. And she goes, no, you weren't there when Father got sick. Or Mother. You weren't there when, gosh, I'm going to draw a blank on your other sisters. What's your older sister? Do you remember?
Jada and
One was Jenna, right?
They all have J names.
Yeah, they're all J names. They're all J names.
They're in my notes somewhere.
But anyway, we'll say Jenna, because I'm almost positive.
Jada, Jasmine, and Jillian.
Okay, you weren't there when Jasmine had her miscarriage, or when Jillian broke her leg and couldn't walk for 4 months. And Father was far too sick at that time and couldn't do anything. But no, we took care of it. Because you were out gallivanting, doing what you always do. And that's fine. But don't you ever say anything bad about my family again. If you want to ever even talk to me again. I don't even know if I want to talk to you anymore. Or Brian. Make sure that he doesn't come around.
Yes, I will.
Good. Thank you. You can do that at least for me. And then she turns again and she starts marching off.
All in all, I think that went pretty well.
It's like being back home, dude. A lot of guilt getting thrown around my family.
Yeah, it's good times, man. Good times.
No. Yeah, thank you. Good. Oh, I'm gonna go pack for the desert. I'm gonna get my best Indiana Jones gear.
Okay. So you go back to your apartment, and you go upstairs, open up the door, and you walk in, and the place looks like it's been ransacked.
All right, never mind.
Well, wait. Now you're thinking the first thing that goes through your mind is, "Fuck! All my shit's gone," right?
Yes, all my shit's gone.
All your shit's gone. It's the first thing you think of. And you go and you start grabbing things and chucking it because you're mad over in one corner, moving it over here, and you start to realize a little bit. It takes a little bit. Well, no, wait. Well, where's okay? Pretty much everything seems to still be there. And then it dawns on you. Somebody was actually looking for something in here. Now, your sister's stuff is gone, isn't there? The place where she had all of her stuff is cleared out, and so it's like blank. It's like empty shelves and things along these lines. Where you had, moved all your stuff around to accommodate her, that's where it was all moved around and thrown about and what have you. And you notice, as your temper cools down a little bit. I mean, you had your sister lay into you. You're pissed about that the whole time. You're grumbling all the way over here. You get in here, you open up. It's not in my place. It's been burning. And you go start. You're mad about that. There is a note.
Oh no!
On your table,
and it's from.
It says, "Congratulations, well done." Well played. Didn't think that you'd be able to snicker your way out of your debts to the Brotherhood. But you did. But don't think for one moment that the brothers here in Lysena have forgotten about you and your friends.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Make sure you watch your back. Oh, ... And you might want to watch Jada's back, too.
That son of a bitch!
It's good times,
Ooh,
man.
golly.
Now, see, don't you wish you just had some, crazy evil god from another dimension to worry about? Seems so much simpler.
It kind of feels like I do.
It's not signed, but the handwriting,
I get the message,
is very elegant. It's not chicken scratch of any
Wait,
sort.
what time is it?
Oh, we go Pirates.
Do we have time?
I think it's Pirates time. I don't.
Does this one have his own boat?
Who? Asco?
Yes.
I don't know. Does he?
I'm gonna go find that out.
Okay, so
I want to spend a little bit of time. Maybe even find the Ekitar kids and say, for a coin, tell me this.
Okay, so you're gonna leave your apartment and head towards the docks, and as you're going towards the docks, look for the Ekitars?
Yes, I'm just taking my desert gear and I'm throwing it in a bag. It's just my leather jacket and some shirts and some pants and some boots, and I'm done. I don't even care anymore.
You got those insoles, right?
I might even set the whole damn place on fire on my way. No, it's a rental.
It's an apartment complex. You burn other people's houses. So, okay. So as you leave your apartment and you're heading out down the streets and you're making your way towards the docks, sure as shit, you don't have to go but 2 blocks and there's a gang of kids just kind of hanging out like they normally do. They're all by an alleyway. They're sitting around and they're like talking and they're like looking at people and you know exactly what they're doing. They're sizing up the people that come by and what have you, and they're just there chilling. You don't recognize any of these ones though, any of these Ekitars.
I just flip a coin at them and ask one of them to come over.
Flip a coin, it goes ding, 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 goes on the floor, and he snags it up and he shoves it into it. We'll say this is a girl. She's about a 10-year-old girl. She puts it into her pocket, and you say, "Come here." What do you say?
Just wave her over. I don't even want to use my words. Just
Okay. She like stands up and she turns around. She looks at the others because there's like we'll say there's 5 of them there, and they range in age from probably about 5 up to there's probably a one that's there that's maybe 12, and she turns and says something to him. You know, you don't really catch what it is, and then she comes walking over to you. So, hold on, I need to roll something.
I'm not going to let her pickpocket me.
No, I was just seeing something. Okay, she comes walking over and says, "Yeah, old man, what do you want?"
As your brotherhood, what's his name? Askel?
Askell.
Askel. You know him?
Nah, never heard of them. But I know who the As Your Brotherhood are. They're pirates.
Yeah, they each got their own boats, like the big time ones.
Well,
They-
the named pirates do, you know.
That's right. The name pirates do.
Mhm.
Named pirates.
This one's named Askel.
Askell. Yeah, never heard of them. No. And what she means by named pirates is their reputation is to a point that they have a nickname. Is basically what it is. Like, you know, like 3 Legs or Two Bloody Pete or I don't know, something, you know. So
2 bloody what now?
Pete. I just pulled both of those straight out of my ass.
They were surprisingly good.
Oh, thank you.
And a little bit
Weird.
jarring.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Oh, jarring. I agree with that.
just a tad.
So Askel's just not big enough to have his own place, his own pad, his own,
Not that I know of.
his own crew.
Do you want us to find them for you?
Can you do it in hours and not days?
Can't we? You must be new to town. You don't know who we are, do you? We're the Ekitars.
Yeah, I think it might be the other way around here. All right, well,
you
there's
totally
coin.
lost her on that. She looks blank at you like, what?
There's coin in it
Well, of course there's coin in it if you're going to hire us.
to find Askel's ship.
Okay. Well, what if he doesn't have a ship? Do we still get paid?
Find where he lives.
We can do that.
But if he's got a ship, I want to know his ship.
Okay. Do you know what he looks like?
Oh, I'll right down to the
Okay.
fancy lettering on the thing. The poofy fop looking dandy boy, pretty boy, blonde hair. Just
So when you get done describing him, the girl goes, "Ooh, he sounds kind of cute."
don't even.
Yeah, we can find him. We can find him for. And she looks back at the kids, and you see the kids like throwing numbers up in their hands. She turns back and says, 10 silver.
10 silver?
10 silver.
5 now, 5 when you find it.
Holy shit. Okay, sure, not a problem. She goes running back. Whoa, wait. She stops, comes back to you. Where do we find you, mister? Oh, what's your name?
I'm Joplin Mayfair.
Okay, hold on. Now that she heard your name, yeah, she
Oh,
still
no.
don't know who the fuck you are.
What?
Man, I'm just telling you, man. It is what it is.
I am the hype man for the mighty Chimera. Come on now.
Did you say that?
Well, I might if she doesn't recognize me.
Well, she didn't recognize you, but you say I'm the hype man for the mighty
I am the
Chimera.
hype man
She
for the
goes, you know the mighty Chimera? When's he fighting
Yes.
again? He's fighting tomorrow, isn't he? Oh man, can you get us in to see him? That would be awesome.
Find me Askel.
Okay, but where do Joplin Mayfair? Where do we find you?
Is there a
Are you
tavern.
are you
near-
still are you still wearing your Arcanus livery? Your tunic or
I did just grab clothes. I didn't put them on. I probably just have my leather jacket on over my Arcanus stuff. Yeah, for now.
well, she's an extremely observant girl, so let's see if she notices. Let's see here. Oh yeah, she notices. So she asks you again. It's like, well, where do I? Hey! And then she like moves your coat aside. She goes,
Hey.
"You're fucking Arcanus. You're not Arcanus. You know you can get in trouble for wearing somebody else's stuff, Mister."
You know, at your age, you shouldn't be using those kinds of words.
What words?
Fucking.
Oh, is fucking a bad word where you're from?
You're 10 years old, for God's sake.
I'm almost a woman. I don't know what you're talking about. You still haven't answered my question. Where
I'm
do
gonna
we
be happy
find
to get
you?
out of this stuff. Is there a tavern near here? I need a drink.
There's taverns all over the place, mister.
I'm going to
The
that
shiny
one.
knob used to be around the corner, but he got burned down by somebody.
You know, you're
I heard about that.
not here. No.
Yeah.
I'm going to that one over there.
Okay. So that
I believe it's called the Rusty Pelican.
that's not rusty. It doesn't say rusty. It says the rustic pelican.
Even better.
You don't know how to read, mister?
I guess not. Aren't you busy?
Oh yeah, we got to go. Oh wait. And she holds her hand out.
I shall give her 5 coin.
Okay.
5 silver.
She
Proper.
takes it, puts it away, goes running over to the other kids, starts talking to them, really rapid. And it's not too long after she talks to him. It seems like far too short a period of time for her to get across all the information. And all those kids just scatter and start running off in all kinds of different directions. And then she runs off in a different direction.
I'm going to get a drink.
Okay. You're in the Rustic Pelican for about 45 minutes. And that same girl comes walking in. And she comes in with, what was your guys' connection? Remember the, don't make me pull up my list of NPCs.
Whose connection?
Yeah, which connection?
The,
I know.
the Ekitar, the sub boss.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Oh, what was her name?
Well, let's race.
Normally I would have this out and ready. I want to say Ulsa, but that's the kid. That's the boy. That's the muscle. That's the muscle.
Master, as your brotherhood, guild antiquity.
Oh man, we've been at this for so long.
Yeah.
Rabia.
Yeah.
Rabia. It is Rabia. Okay.
I was so close. I saw it just as you were saying it.
Okay.
Yeah.
She comes walking into the tavern with Rabia. And Rabia's got that same like gypsy kind of dress sort of look to her and whatnot. Now, Rabia's a little bit older. Uh-oh. Hey, Brad, man. Thank you. Holy shit. That's a lot.
Thanks, Brad.
Oh, you know what that means, though, gentlemen.
We're gonna get another
I
penny.
love that you say
You
gentlemen.
guys
Hey,
are,
gone for a
well,
second.
and gentlemen and Ari. Gentleman and lady, I guess is what it's saying. You got your headphones on. You heard me, huh?
You heard him just whitewash this into an entirely male cast.
I would think that Grace probably tunes out a lot of what I say anyway. So like he's just rambling on anyway. So so basically what happened, and I'll explain this, Brad, by giving those bennies, those bits that you did, you got everybody here a persistent Benny because it put them over the 1,000 mark goal. So it's a Benny that they get to use, and it doesn't go away like regular bennies. They get to keep it until they use it. So thank you very much. That's super, super appreciated, man. Actually, they really appreciate it because it adds. Literally, this is no lie. You guys have actually had a character's life saved not once but twice by having a persistent Benny. Am I not right?
That's
Yeah,
very
I
true.
mean, I've definitely come close a few times.
Because they tend to put themselves in those kind of situations.
And it's,
That's nothing to do with our choices.
Like- Yeah, what? Choosing?
No.
And it's Brad Pierce, 5150.
Brad
Which-
Pierce.
The 5150, though, if you don't know this, was the name of a Van Halen album.
Yeah.
And they named it that because it's the police code for criminally insane.
No, I only ever got up to Van Halen
Really?
2, but I never got all the way to 5,150.
That's Sammy Hagar's days.
That was a
Van
good
Hagar.
Van Halen joke for those who don't know.
Van Hagar joke.
There it is. So where was that? Oh yeah,
Police code for crazy. He backed me up right
see,
there.
there it is. There it is.
There you go.
See?
Criminally insane.
And believe it or not, I think Sammy Hagar was a hell of a lead singer for Van Halen. But what do I know?
David Lee Roth was a badass, though.
Yeah, in his time, because after he left Van Halen, well, yeah.
Welcome to the classic rock talk show.
Yeah, this is what the rest of the episode is going to be about. Now we're going to try and
Go out
top
on a
that.
limb, and I'm going to say going from David Lee Roth to Sammy Hagar is not nearly as big a step as going from Steve Perry to some Filipino guy from a karaoke
Dude,
bar.
he sounds just like him, though. He sounds
He is
just like Steve
identical.
Perry.
Have you watched the
God.
documentary?
Yes, he sounds
Dude.
just like.
Just like him. Dude, my man's getting paid too. I would go and watch him just because of his story, because he got that gig from singing karaoke. I'd be like,
And
man,
they
I
didn't believe
support
him.
you.
They didn't believe him at customs when they came through into America. They said, "Why are you here?" He's like, "I'm here to audition for Journey." And they went, "No, you're not. You
Did
little."
he have to sing?
crazy-
Did he really?
They
did he-
made him sing.
They
in
made him
the
sing
room.
bullshit, dude. They need to make that into a movie. Okay, anyway, we're here to play a game.
There's an entire documentary. No one else watched this documentary. It's amazing.
Nah.
It's
I
amazing.
just saw like the YouTube video, like a 5-minute one. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I watched it with my friend Joey, who is Filipino.
Awesome.
I woke up one morning after a party, and he was just watching this documentary. I was like, okay, I'm about it.
Yeah.
And it was good.
All right. Okay. Sorry, we went on a tangent. We'll get
Ooh, I
back to
tapped
it
into
now.
the zeitgeist there, didn't I?
Honestly.
Everybody's got a story.
Yeah. Oh, look, we got 2 viewers now. So,
Hey, River Raven's back. Welcome back.
welcome back. Oh, hey, Rigger, what's happening, man? All right. So, the girl comes in and, oh, God, see, now I forgot her name again.
Rabia.
Rabia, thank you. Okay, she comes in and she's got Rabia with her, and Rabia's got the that, like I said, she wears that like gypsy style dress sort of thing. If you guys remember her picture and what have you, and the younger girl that you originally played the money to points you out, and then she leaves, and Rabia goes walking up to you, and you can see because now everybody, she's a kid in the tavern, you know. Rabia was what? She was 12, 13 years old, so she's still young. And you can see that nobody's really paying much mind, and that she gives a nod to the bartender, and the bartender gives her a nod back. And so then she comes over and she hops up in the chair next to you. I'll see you at a table. She hops up into the chair next to you and goes, "Well, hello, Joplin. How you doing, man? You
Finally.
guys get in a lot of shit."
This is exactly true, and I've probably been at the bar too long.
Wow. You're a quick drinker.
I have.
So you're wanting to know about Askell, I hear.
Just
Well,
point me in his direction.
I
that might-
will. And she pulls out a paper from out of, because she's got like one of those wide belts. She pulls out this folded piece of paper from out of her belt. She puts it on the table, but she keeps her hand on it. She goes, "I'm going to give this to you regardless, but because I like you, Joplin, and I foresee us having a lot of future business because of your choices in life, and so I'm just gonna say, you know, think twice before you act, because, you know, he's an Azure Brotherhood member, and he's yeah.
I am offended.
you're,
Do I look like the kind of man that would just run off and do something half-cocked?
yes, I heard about the shiny knob.
That was different.
Shiny knob.
Yes,
That was a little tiny bit different, but
you burned the place down. If I remember correctly, the story on the street is that Joplin Mayfair, one of those loose cannons that works for the Arcanus, went into the tavern, demanding that Prince Doru, one of the pirate prince of the Azure Brotherhood, be brought before him, as if he was some sort of like lord. And then
I like this story.
you burn the place down. He got shot full of crossbow arrow bolts. That's the word on the street.
I will remind you that prince is no longer amongst us. He is
So it was you
used
guys.
to be.
There was a lot of word on the street that it was the mighty Chimera that did him in. Yeah.
No.
That's what everybody's saying. Everybody's saying that for some reason he got in bad with the mighty Chimera, and the mighty Chimera took him out. Matter of fact, the word on the street is that the mighty Chimera is leaving town because, well, he's in bad with the Brotherhood now, and he's got to get out while the getting's good.
That's okay. That's a little bit true. But so
confirm rumors to small children who
What?
hear rumors.
That's okay.
Said
That's
a-
all right.
a
Rabia
bar.
is way smarter than Joplin in this stuff.
This is where if we had people who like to make fan art, the image of a small child yelling
Pointing her
at
finger at him and you telling him what for.
man.
Very-
Beautiful.
I'm very
I want that
drunk.
on my wall.
So
middle-aged magician.
I'm just saying that I personally, as well as the Ekitars, we don't want to see you guys get hurt, and it's nice to know some people in the Arcanus. So, and then she slides the piece of paper across the table to you. That's where Aska lives. It's a mansion. It's over in the trade district. It's walled. There's guards.
He doesn't have a boat.
He's got a lot of dogs. He doesn't have a boat. He's got a fleet of boats. He's a merchant.
Oh, he's got a fleet of boats.
Yeah, he's got a fleet of boats.
Oh, can you tell me about the fleet of boats? Where's the boats?
Oh, I can tell you where those are at too. And she like rummages around through her belt, and she pulls out another folded up piece of paper. She unfolds it, and she's got essentially a pencil. And she starts writing down some stuff on there. I'm going to give you the names of the boats. Okay, they're down they're down in the trade slip. But again, I really think you should reconsider. Maybe sleep on it. Maybe ask your friends. Some of your friends seem to be pretty level-headed. You know what? That one guy. What was his name again? The really chiseled, good-looking guy, Brian. Yeah, maybe you should talk with him about it before you decide to do any acting on things. And she finishes writing down, and she slides that piece of paper across the table to you too. She goes, "There you go." So, and I think you owe us 5 silver.
I'll give her 5 silver.
And she
Hey,
takes
you
it.
are
Excellent.
Well worth it.
It is.
Definitely worth it.
It is. Now we're really concerned about you. Really concerned, and we don't want anything bad to happen to you. Okay?
What happened to me?
And she points at the bandage around your arm. Because you still got the sling on.
I do have the sling.
But
It's
you've
my
taken your
deacon
arm
arm.
out of the sling, and it's just kind of like hanging loose on you.
It
And you
feels better.
everything feels better when you're drunk. At least that's what I hear. So,
I got my cane too.
yeah, she got your cane. Excellent. All right, well, I'm going to go. But before I go, there's that 5 silver you owe us. You want to?
Okay, I'll give her 5 silver.
Thank you. All right. You be a good man there, Joplin. Don't get hurt. And then she'll go ahead and leave.
Why do I feel like I just gave her too much money?
Who are you talking to? Like the other guy drinking next to you?
Nah, just myself, I guess.
Not even.
There's like the guys at the guys at the next table chuckle when you say that. Okay. Now-
I guess I'll head back to the Arcanus and try to get some sleep before we leave.
All right, cool. So you get back to the Arcanus. Everybody else gets back to the Arcanus. You're there. Phoenix is already there going through the regimen of getting the blue off of him. The next morning, you will actually not be blue anymore, but you will be a glowing pink from all the scrubbing and what have you to get all that out and what have you. So
A lot of pumice.
In the meantime, I would have sent someone out to get me just some big goggles for the desert, because Phoenix is expecting sandstorms. I don't know. I have the same understanding of desert as him. So he's wearing for a wrap, almost like something he can wrap around his face, a big scarf, and to replace his leather jacket, he'll need some sort of duster. So he would have sent someone out for that stuff.
Gotcha.
With the requisite cost associated with it.
They'll totally get all that stuff for you. You can mark off. You can mark off 20 silver, and you'll get everything.
Okay, perfect.
So yeah.
How much did we get? We got 9 gold, didn't we?
You got 9 gold.
Yeah.
Which is a lot.
And those who are watching in this world, gold is like really, that's the big currency, and it's worth even more than traditional, as everybody's used to D&D, like platinum. It's worth even more than that. Most transactions are going to be in silver, or even more so, it's going to be copper, unless it's like, you're buying good quality goods, then it jumps up into silver. So
quick conversion, 9 gold is 36,000 copper.
There you go.
Yeah, wait, how many silver to a gold? That's Phoenix has. I don't remember. Okay.
20 talent.
I promise I totally know.
Woohoo! Yeah, there's a whole little sheet that I wrote up in the.
I reference that every single time.
I do too, but I don't have Roll20 open right now.
That's quite all right.
That's what I'm here for.
I'll make sure to ask for a roll here real quick.
So that's 1 gold? I just spent 1 gold? Jesus, I thought I lost the poverty.
Oh, well, that's my fault. Let's knock that down. We'll say 10 silver. Yeah,
okay.
That sounds better. Because you just got clothes and goggles, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I want high quality stuff, like a
exactly.
duster. I want to look like a cowboy in goggles.
Well, no, that would be high quality. Still, 10 silver would totally be
Awesome.
Okay.
Beautiful. That's all I needed to take care of, and not being blue anymore.
Okay. So it's the next morning. You're going through your regular ritual. You guys get up in the morning. You meet in the lounge area where your apartments are all off of, and then you go down to the cafeteria. Is that what you're going to do?
As cripplingly difficult as it may have been, Joplin was up at the crack of dawn.
Oh, did you get up to go pray? I'm so proud of you. Pearden appreciates that too.
Oh, it did not feel good, but
yeah. Well, so you could probably get some kind of like old remedy for hangovers here. I'm sure they got something. At the the apothecary. Did you see it? I did it.
Apothecary.
Yeah, I was even messing around the first 2 times.
No, but when I do meet up with the rest of the group, I'll let them know that for some reason I have a name of a bunch of boats and Askel's address in my pocket.
I mean, yeah. I don't think that I know, at least, why he would give a shit about someone named Askel.
No, he's dating my sister. Did I not mention that? He's dating my sister. and I really don't like it.
Well, I'm sorry. Are we together? We're together now.
Yeah, you're together now.
It's
rock on.
I would say it's not a very big jump to what you were doing last night, Joplin.
Well, I may have been looking for him, but just to give him a stern talking to about my sister.
Why were you?
And you guys, I'll interject this. You guys know about Askel because Joplin had informed you about this stuff before. Brian definitely knows about it because of his dealings with Jada and her connection at that time to the bakery. Askel is a Azure Brotherhood. He's not a pirate. He's somebody that they use as a guy to move their goods. He's a merchant that they used in that regards. But he still has your Brotherhood. He still has those connections. So, and you guys supposedly just cleaned all that up. It's all done now. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
Oh, and Jada had some words for you, Brian. Oh.
I'll
repeat
them. Were they nice ones?
No. You put to your parents. She's very grateful.
Good. Should be. Speaking of which, I had to say goodbye to my parents last night.
Yeah, I had to
Hey.
say goodbye to my sister.
Right. I'm gonna assume that I would have while I was bathing and all that stuff. I would have asked someone to transcribe just some letters, letting people know I was leaving town. Just
Sure. Send a letter down to the
down to the Empress
yeah.
and
Okay.
ask them to get.
And God, I'm doing terrible with my own NPCs. I'm gonna have to make sure that I have that pulled up. Moltari.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Make sure they let people know if anyone inquires that I've left town,
Okay.
and that I'm definitely not the guy from the ring. We look alike, but we're different colors.
But look, are we leaving today?
I think that's probably the best bet.
Good.
He said 24 hours. That would make it evening. Oh, God. That should give me time to rest.
You can rest on the ship. I imagine it'll be more than, a 6-hour voyage?
It's got to be more than that, I imagine.
Yeah.
Fine. Look, I didn't break my mom's heart for no reason. We should leave as soon as possible.
Did you
Well-
tell them that this was all about saving the world, or
Yes.
like that? Oh, okay, cool.
And because of that, I think we should act with all haste. So, I'm done with breakfast. I assume we're eating breakfast. I'll gather
I'm
up.
trying.
Take your time. You look like you had a rough night. Was that you this morning? It's 6 a.m. I heard somebody moving around.
Yeah, I was to pray to the thing and the sun and the.
Hand on your shoulder, you are a pious one, Joplin.
Oh, yeah. It's hard for the pious to stay out late drinking, though.
Well, you make it look easy. Anyways, I will see you all on the docks, and I'm gonna go and pack my things.
Okay.
Now, if I could, before you guys take off, I could use a little bit of help with money. No, I don't need to borrow anything. Don't worry, I'm not asking for anything. I just I was wondering if maybe Joplin, if you would maybe hold on to my money.
Oh.
Ari, keep him honest. I have a bad habit of spending everything I have in my pocket.
Well,
It's not managed well.
I mean, I will, but don't you think maybe you should leave some of it here, even? Maybe leave some of it at the Empress.
Well, so I've intend to send them one gold just to, keep the kids comfortable, keep them having fun, so they're not living the life I lived. But I mean, other than that, that still leaves a lot of gold.
Well done, sir. You get a penny. There you go. You get a penny for that. Sure.
I don't know if we're going to get a chance to spend it before the end of the night, but I appreciate it. But if that's amenable, I don't say amenable. If that's, do you take the penny away when I say big words without
Not yet.
if that's okay with you, Joplin, maybe I leave some of it with you, and then that way I don't really understand what any of this stuff's worth. I mean, you have to understand, I've only ever had copper in my pocket.
All right, but I will hold it, but understand that you get to spend it. It's not my place to tell you what not to do.
That's why Ari.
What? When did that change?
No, I won't
This is
let
the
the
same guy that got him the children's book on how to deal with money.
It doesn't tell him what not to do.
No, fair enough.
What?
No, I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
This is why I wanted Ari to be here for the conversation, because I figured that way you don't
I want you
you're
to have
able to take
access to your
advantage.
money. I may ask you, what are you buying? And this is about how much it should cost, but I wasn't going to stop you from doing any of that.
That's why. I mean, I just figured that way I'm not, tempted to throw it all at things. I mean, a gold to me is anything that's beyond a loaf of sliced bread. You're welcome, Chad.
We've been talking about bread for like the past minutes.
Have they really? I'm sorry. I haven't,
Yeah.
bread. You know what? I was jealous as hell when you were baking bread last week.
Oh, I was lying about that. I was baking pork chops. I forgot to follow that up. So
Oh yeah.
Well,
Normally
You know about the pork chops?
it was a joke. Yeah, I was like, oh, of course he's baking bread, and I forgot
Yeah.
to come back and laugh about it.
Oh.
So you just
No wonder you turned down when I wanted to give you a Benny for that. Okay.
Oh, is that what it was? I thought it was something else. Anyways,
Anyways.
sorry.
Oh, my
Okay.
God.
So are you guys then? Are you all together? You're all
Eventually, yes.
yeah.
okay. Sunder actually, as you guys are finishing up and getting ready to go, Sunder actually comes into the cafeteria where you guys are at. Oh, did I miss everything? Are you getting ready to leave? What? Well, I'll meet you down at the docks at the boat. Did we figure out what the boat's name was?
Yeah, the brine something.
Brine
Lenray.
Brine Whirl.
Brine Whirl. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Brian.
We are the benefactors of a typo there because that was very close to being more R-rated than it is.
The brine whore.
No.
Yeah.
Brine whore? Is that what it's supposed to be?
What
Well,
was
there's-
I don't know. I think
Yeah.
it's the Brian Worrell.
Nobody's
Brine
going to
Whirl.
miss it.
Whirl to whore. That's
You
anyway,
change an
so-
L. You change that the way that Melenray spelled it. You change. Look, she's giggling. She knew exactly what she was.
Is that what it is? How did you make that connection? I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
She told
whoa,
us she
what?
Because
said
it's
it in the chat.
Dylan. That's why.
I know everything about horse.
Yeah. Right. Totally. Okay.
Gotta go- Hold on, let me scroll back. Right.
I
Anyway,
say
L equals E. There it is.
So
Confirmed by the author.
he's gonna meet us there.
Sunder
Right.
says, "I'll get my stuff together and I'll meet you down at the docks." And then he goes upon his way. You guys get your stuff together. There's actually a carriage that takes you all down there, if
Fantastic.
that's what you want. Yeah. So you guys, it's the same type of carriage that you've ridden around in the city for the Arcanus in the past, right? So you ride down to the docks. It doesn't go to the personal docks. It goes to the public docks. And the carriage pulls up, but it doesn't go down onto the wharf. It pulls up and stops like a couple of blocks back. And the driver gets down, opens it up, and says, "We were instructed to drop you off here so that the Arcanus carriage isn't seen dropping you directly at the boat. If you want, because each one of these carriages has 4 dudes. There's 2 guys that sit in the front, and you ever seen like the old 1700s like French films and like the Musketeers? They got those guys riding on the back.
Yeah.
That open up and put down the stairs and stuff. They have 2 guys in the back, and he says, if you want, some of the fellas here can help you carry your stuff if necessary. And they're not dressed in the Arcanus livery. They don't have the tunics on or anything. I'm saying that right, aren't I? I feel like I'm not. It's livery, right? When you
Livery.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, I am.
Yeah.
Just doesn't seem right today.
I've only ever read it, but that's how I thought.
Livery.
Would it be
Okay.
library? That sounds dumb.
No, I think it is livery. Okay. All right. So, do you want him to help you carry your stuff, or?
I don't have much, so I can carry it myself.
Okay.
I don't know how Ari packed.
I'm not used to being.
I don't know how I packed either.
So one guy will help carry any excess baggage that there is. Let's just put it that way. Okay. So the 4 of you go down. The guy who's with you that's carrying the bags, though, he's actually leading as well, and he takes you down onto the wharf to where all the boats are moored at and whatnot, and leads you out. Now, the way these docks work, it's the big old wooden dock that goes out into the bay, and then there's ships will be docked along that, sort of like a marina sort of thing, but just on a much larger scale. Takes you down about halfway down the wooden gangplank way or whatever the fuck they call that, and he stops at a ship. And there's the brine whirl, and It is a 3-mast, like a sloop, so it's kind of lower to the ground, built more for speed.
Loop.
But it looks, it's not the most pristine of boats. It looks like it's almost two good weeks of neglect away from being kind of shady. And he goes, "Here you go, guys." And he leads you up the deck and onto the ship. And you guys set foot onto the deck. Just a couple of heartbeats after you get onto the deck, and the cabin door at the back of the boat comes flying open, and out onto to the deck comes Turgot. And Turgot is dressed in silks and got shiny boots, and you can tell that he spends all of his money on his dressed in attire and not necessarily probably on his boat. And he actually has a silk like cloak. It's not a cape because it's got a hood, and the hood's thrown back though. And he comes strutting out and goes, "Hey, hello there! You must be my passengers, Captain Turgot. Nice to meet you." And he goes around and he'll introduce himself, and he'll give a handshake. Excellent.
Pleasure.
Not too long after you're there and your stuff is getting stored, Sunder comes down and he comes aboard, and talks to you guys. And each of you guys do have your own cabin though. They're small, but you do have your own cabin. Okay, so it's essentially nothing more than a hammock and like a pretty much that's it. And then there's shelves, and there's a cabinet that's built into the side of the wall that can lock, so that when the stuff doesn't come falling out. So, but that's pretty much all that your cabins are. So,
I'm gonna load into my cabin the instruments I brought with me, which is far too many for a voyage like the one we're going on. The violin, I brought the lute, and I brought the flute, which is always tucked into my pocket. So
gotcha.
You've got a drum too, don't you?
I have a little hand drum, yeah.
The hand drum, so don't forget that.
Yeah, that stays on the belt.
Now, not too long. I mean, you guys, it's maybe an hour after you get aboard and get situated and whatnot. The Brian Whirl is pulling out, and it's going out to into the bay and starting its voyage. You guys are pretty much all on deck, just watching the because for some of you, like for Brian and for Phoenix, you've never left Lysenna. This is your first time ever. Well, actually, the first time you ever left was when you went to that small island off the coast of Castra Island, just off the coast of Zada.
That was just a 3-hour tour.
Yeah, and this is you're going to be heading out into the big part of the Mavi Sea. And
on the way out of the bay, do I see any of the ships that were on that list?
No, because they're too far away to see the names on the ships, and the ones that you passed that were close enough, you weren't able to actually. Ones that you did see, of course, weren't those boats.
I'm keeping that list on me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's for the public docks anyway, so I'm sure he keeps his fleet somewhere else.
Just any opportunity
to cast a little bit of fire at close range at something, something like that. So as you guys are sailing out and you're leaving the bay, Joplin, you notice a Zastidal bird is kind of like flying next to the boat, and it gets closer and closer, and then it comes and it flies and it swoops in and it lands on your shoulder.
Mine.
I'm sorry, I did it again. Phoenix. I do not know what the hell it is. When every time I look at Dylan, and I go, "Yeah, that's Joplin." No, it flies in. It flies in, and it lands on Phoenix's shoulder. And I'm Ray.
Hey.
And when it says I'm Ray, even though I'm doing it in that voice, it's in. You can tell because the Zastidals can regurgitate what they hear. So obviously, it heard somebody say, "My name is Ray," and it says that. So when it lands on your shoulder, it says, "My name is Ray."
Hey, Ray.
And it's just kind of like,
You want to come on an adventure?
Yes.
Ah,
And then you hear out of this, just you guys up on the aft of the, and I think it's called the foreaft, but I'm not sure. I don't have it. It's the front part of the boat, and it's the raised part. You guys are up there, and you hear out of the Zastadil bird's mouth, "Oh, hello! Well, I just wanted to give you all a wish you well, and that you do well on your adventure, and come back safe and soon, and well, chip chip cheerio, and one for the team." And then it,
that was fucking weird.
well, that's
It's
what they
animal
do.
abuse.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
they,
he
they-
missed it.
Yeah, because remember when you guys went up and you went to the aviary, and I think I explained this, when you went into the aviary where they keep all of these, and the door was opening, it was like opening up a door on 15,000 different conversations going on in different people's,
Right.
and it was the birds just talking from different stuff that they heard.
Do you not remember that?
Yeah,
Come on.
it's almost as if you weren't here for that session.
You were there.
And you saw the Zastadil birds were on the desk with Gurgen, the guy who's the keeper of the birds.
I wanted to go there so badly.
And the bird was talking
You
to
go
him.
there without me.
The bird was talking in somebody else's voice, and Gurgen was writing down what the Zastadil was telling him.
Place was full of poop, though.
It was full of bird shit. It was totally. So
So, I mean, there's that.
yeah.
So now I have a question.
hmm
The bird look like it's gonna take off.
No, it's hanging out. It's just chilling on your shoulder,
Oh, this is exciting.
like it's your bird.
Yes, it is.
Woo!
I've been waiting for this since day one, since session 0.
So super excited about
It's
this.
since you met the Zastadils, you've been crazy for them. And they have bright orange plumage that's trimmed in blue, which is a bright blue. That's a
Oh.
Zastadil bird.
This is exciting.
Okay, so
And
you,
you're going to have to keep it alive.
That's fucking terrifying. I think I know what feat I'm taking next.
protect bird.
Yeah, there is one that's not protect bird, but it lets you give commands to your animal. So let's see what happens. A couple more
Gotcha.
level ups here.
Okay, so you guys are on the front of the ship watching it, and you stay up there well after you've left the harbor, and you're going out into the wide open Mavi Sea, and Captain Turgid comes up the stairs and comes up to where you guys are at and goes, "Well, yes. Is there anything in particular that I should know, or if there's any special requests for the journey, the voyage here?"
How long is this journey?
Well, I don't know, a little bit. You know what? I can't do it anymore. I really can't. I got to do it, because the sooner I get it out of the way, the quicker we can all just start and move on with all
I
this.
kind of reach for my spear slowly.
Okay, he takes the hood of his cloak.
Ah,
And as he pulls the hood of the cloak forward, his features change. And as he finishes pulling it down and the shadows finally cover everything, his face completely changes to a blue-skinned man by the name of... What is it?
Azael.
Azael. And that, even though we're a little bit early, we're gonna end a little bit early tonight, but that's where we're gonna leave off. Now, for those who are just coming in and watching, who Azael is, and I'll throw this out there, and when this goes to podcast too, if somebody's just catching this and didn't listen to some of the earlier episodes, the Celestines are a race from another dimension. There's one here currently. His name is Azael. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to shut all these different portals or keep them from opening so he can be the only Celestine here, so that he can be the most powerful being on this plane of existence, and then he can just take over. The guy who mentally crushed our darling Ari earlier today is Zafrish, who is another Celestine that actually exists in the other plane, but had a connection to Ari, and he's trying to get back in so that he can take over. And so there you go. That's your brief explanation if you didn't know about that. So there it is, man. There you go, guys. So how do you feel? I mean, you just got to you got that Azure Brotherhood monkey off your back. That's pretty good, right?
Did we?
I don't think we did.
I think you did. It sounds like it, right? I mean,
Sounds like we have it temporarily off of our back
yeah,
until they have a chance to gouge us again.
yeah.
I am just excited to have Azale here.
Oh, she's trading up.
I'm excited to have
Maybe.
a
Maybe.
bird. I'm seriously, genuinely way too excited about having this bird. I'm making all sorts of plans, which could be a bad idea because pets die.
But
Especially when you're fighting demons.
I will point out that this one is named after a very loyal viewer.
Yes, I will look after.
Yeah,
I will look
Make
after.
sure it doesn't die.
Yeah.
Ray
So,
will not go.
He didn't answer the question though. How long is this trip going to take?
well, let's put it this way. And
He doesn't know because he doesn't know how to.
Yeah, he doesn't know. He's not a captain of a ship. He could go pretty much.
And
Nobody-
who's the captain?
I don't know. You have to find
Exactly.
that out.
No one can drive this boat.
Yeah, but to try and put it into perspective, so basically, you guys are going to be sailing from Cyprus to give you actual human distances to just a little bit shorter of a distance from Cyprus to Gibraltar. There you go.
Oh yeah, thank
The
you.
Rock of Gibraltar.
I'll figure
clear.
out. I'll figure out
It's
the.
so clear.
It's gonna be. You guys will sail for a couple of days. So
Okay.
for sure,
There you go,
Yeah,
Joplin.
yeah, a couple of days. That's it.
I'll figure out the exact amount of time because this is wind power that you guys are under, so it's a little bit different. So
Like a
And
Yeah,
it's sailing. You can say 2 days, and it ends up being a week. That's
yeah, so
Yeah.
you know. But anyway,
how boating goes.
I want to say thank you to everyone for tuning in and watching. We appreciate it as always. If you haven't already, please follow us up, and this way you'll get to know when we're on. We are the Wicked Studios channel. We also have on Tuesdays we have the Greyhawk Adventures Presents, and we're currently doing Ghosts of Saltmarsh. So that's currently what's playing on there. And it's at the same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time is the start time for that show as well. You can find Facebook pages for Wicked Studios, Tales of a Savage Land, and the Greyhawk Adventures as well. All three of those have their own. If you are watching us on Twitch, you can go down below, and there is a click button that will take you to our Discord channel, the Wicked Studios Discord channel, where you can go there and tell us, or me in particular, what I did wrong, or what I did right, or how cool the rest of the cast is, or whatever. Or if you've
And
got
I usually
suggestions.
show up in the chat right before the show to let you know that we're starting. So
That's true. And before that, from time to time, we put some stuff and quips up there. We're trying to build the community so you can join in on the ground floor. Isn't that what they say, basically? So,
there's a decent
Yeah,
number
it
of
doesn't
us
get-
there these days.
Doesn't get much more ground floor than this.
yeah, right? Pretty much.
The
So,
basement here. This is real foundation stuff.
Yeah.
This is-
It's a
Foundation.
damn good
That's,
foundation.
now that sounds way better. You can get in at the foundation.
Yeah, you will be a foundational member of our foundation.
There you go. There you go. All right, let's go through the cast here and let them sign off and say goodbye. We're going to start now, this time with Dylan.
Hey guys, I'm Dylan. You can follow me on Twitter at Dylan Trahan. Find me on YouTube if you want to. I'm not posting these days because I'm too busy, but I still play here every Wednesday night, so come and watch me.
Excellent. All right, Uncle Tony.
Hey everybody, I'm Uncle Tony. You can find me on Xbox Live, Tony Lasagna.
Yeah.
We play together, but I am a legend to some people, it turns out.
Mostly himself.
You know what? I can't stress enough how good it felt to just have some arbitrary teenagers extolling my virtues without them even knowing me. That's it.
Yeah, because it ended as soon as they figured out who you were.
Yeah. No, they're
Not
not.
rain on his
You knew me,
parade.
you would never do such a
Oh
thing.
yeah, I shouldn't be a hater.
Anonymity.
Everybody
led to-
knows that I love Tony with
Yeah.
with a
Well,
passion.
Yeah.
All right, Brian, go ahead.
Hello, my name's Brian, and my name's Jonathan.
That's right.
Hey, Brian.
There you go.
There you go. Am I breaking up, robot?
No, you're good. You're good.
No,
Okay,
you're
good.
Nope,
Oh.
Anyways, thanks for watching. Oh, well, thanks. Thank you
Yeah.
for everything. Done.
Okay, yeah, you're starting a robot there. But I'll interject. Just do one thing for me there, Jonathan. Hold up your cookies.
Yeah.
Hold up your cookies.
Did you crack out?
Oh, and where did those fine cookies come from? You don't have to
Oh.
answer, Jonathan. We'll try. We'll see what happens.
Well, crumbtogether.com, and what I love about them is that each pair is individually sealed, like sealed perfectly. So you don't have to like eat them all and half go stale or whatever. Only they're like so perfect, amazing. Crumbtogether.com.
And they were
check them
they
out.
were baked fresh Monday. They arrived today in Nebraska.
2 day
How about
shipping,
that?
absolutely. Mhm.
Yeah.
That's good. All your cookie needs.
All your cookie needs.
All right, and last but not least, we have the illustrious Grace.
Well, I'm Grace. I played Ari tonight. I guess we'll have to see what happens. I think she's got a little bit of stars in her eyes, and she's ready. She's ready to set her goals in motion.
I love that. Oh, you guys never cease to give me things to play with. That's always good. I love it. Of course, as always, I'm Will DM. I'm the game master here tonight. If you want to shout at me on Twitter, I am on there at Giant Stomp. And otherwise, you can see me here on Tuesdays. I run the Tuesday game. I run the Wednesday game. And thank you again very much for. Oh, hey, somebody else say something. I got to get the end stuff ready. Okay, all right. I got it ready. I got it ready. I got it ready. But anyway, hey, thank everybody for showing up and watching, and we will see you again soon. Peace out.